record straight, there are a number of allegations against me, which I will read out right now. First of all, I did not have sexual relations with Naughty Nunu. That is a myth. There were specific dates that were put down in the screenshots. Apparently my name is Tinky Wanker 65, which is not true. And the allegations are specifically for the United States on January the 16th, 1975, when I'll have you know, I was in America in oh shit.
This is my open letter to you. Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. I'm done with your bullshit. See this middle finger, shove it up your ass. Shove it up your ass. If you're still crying, I'll shit in your mouth. I'll make you run 1,000 miles just to piss in your yard. And then I'll laugh when you're dead, so go fuck yourself. And then I'll laugh when you're dead, so go fuck yourself.
I would want to be the last to die.
Wow, again, once again.
I don't know why. I would rather like have more time with them.
Would you? I don't know. I don't want to get to know them just to have them flop on me. It's like
flop on you.
Yeah, just.
I love how your biggest concern is them flopping on you and maybe hurting your leg a little bit. Uncomfortable on your leg.
You're gonna be my best friend. Well, you know.
God's sake, now I'm gonna push him off my leg. There we go. Ready? You want more?
Oh God!
Like that fish in your face. Ah! This is disgusting. Oh my God!
Smells.
Look at his fucking face.
Oh God!
Kill me! You ready? You want one more?
Last night, a caveman named Gork came and stole our great crown.
It's like very flaily, isn't it?
Have you seen Goofy? Have you seen Goofy?
Why are you asking the wheelchair
I'll push
girl?
you in the river. You cannot give me Goofy.
There's another one.
You! I have a few words of you. I know you've taken Goofy.
Throw a gun to the head.
Where is Goofy?
My bear trap. Fresh meat. What the?
You right there, pal? I kind of walked into a bit of a sticky situation here. Bit of a hairy pickle, I'd say.
What the hell? Why are you in my bear trap?
I am a bear, and this is a trap, so you trapped the bear. I don't know what you want from me.
I think it's about time we got the next round underway.
In a second, I'm still waiting for this to finish.
George, you can either guess the entire thing or pass.
Oh, I'm going to get this one. I am a predator.
George, I'm gonna need you to take a seat.
But I'm sat down.
I think it's important to let you know that I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC. We have the transcript here.
Oh, that isn't me. I wasn't going to harm her. I just wanted to take her to places.
Well, the only place you'll be going is behind bars.
No, you can't take me now.
This has been Wheel of Fortune. I'm Chris Hansen, still looking for paid work.
I'm sorry, Chief. Maybe you're right. We need to get out somehow. But it seems like you know a thing or two about floating rings.
Yo, mama's a floating ring.
One's a daring Spartan, the other is a pussy. One just likes to fight and the other's still a pussy. Will they go home or will they both be bold? We'll skip the stupid song. It's the Chief and Friends. That didn't even rhyme. Shut the fuck up.
Hello. Hi, everybody. Let me know if the audio is too loud on the desktop audio as opposed to the microphone. Hello. Seeing everybody's reactions to the show reel that is what I've participated in my life. How you guys holding up? How you guys doing? It's been a while since I've streamed on here, actually. Not that I make a habit of it, but yeah, I just wanted to chill out, say hi to all y'alls, and open up the floor for pretty much questions, answers, whatever's on your mind. Just use this as a very chill place. I mean, I hope to stay chill. I mean, that's the whole point of this. It's chill time. And all that poppin' jazz. Speaking of poppin', yo, Will, what's poppin'? Nothing much. I woke up like a few hours ago. Just put together Mission Advance 5 for Bantamation, getting that out tomorrow. So that was a fun doohickey. Ooh, speaking of doohickey, $9.99 for the super chat. Thank you very much, dude. That means a lot. Hit retry. I believe that was something a while back, actually. Oh no, it just showed up. Lovely day is a lovely day, isn't it? Yes, it's a lovely day. Lovely day to be you. Today I'm depressed right now, but hey, a few weeks ago I found love. Hey, you know, silver linings. Silver linings are wonderful when you get to, like, really dig deep into that. It's quite nice. I mean, I'm sorry that you're feeling the way you are. I'm sorry for a lot of you feeling the way you are. It's a bit of a rough time at the moment. But remember, there's silver linings everywhere. There's good things to come in the future for all. So, can't wait for you to have that, for sure. How's Axel? Oh yeah, so if many of you don't know, I'm sure a lot of you know or already have known for a long time, actually. I got a parrot about a month ago. I still have him. His name is Axel. He's a lovely little gent. A bit anxious at first, but new revelation. I managed to actually find a way to stroke his wings now. He's actually okay with, like, contact in other areas, like the wings, the head. The behind the neck is a little bit weird, but otherwise, yeah. And I no longer need to use a stick to guide him for target training and clicker training. I can use my finger now. He's become more accustomed to me. He's not speaking. He doesn't really speak, which is totally fine. That's not what I got the parrot for. He's my companion, which is going to be wonderful in the future. So yeah, he's a lovely ray of sunshine. Can't wait to have our adventures together. That'd be really cool. Live and learn with $5. Thank you very much. You didn't have to do that. I'm doing well. Thank you. Also, if you guys don't know Live and Learn, actually, yesterday there was a big old collaboration between I can't remember how many there actually were. It was over 50, I think. People collaborating for a Wellerman shanty. Big giant ensemble, and that released yesterday, and Live and Learn was a part of it as well as part of organizing it. Send them lots of love their way. Super cool that you could make it. I'm doing well. Hope you're doing well as well. Creepy, hello. Actually, Creepy just released something recently. I actually had to listen to it as well. It really chaotic. I love it. I actually really like it. Then again, what do I expect? I mean, like, you're just great all around, so. Yo, thanks for stopping by. How you doing? Sporks P with the $2 saying, have you seen WandaVision? No. Okay, so a lot of people have told me to see WandaVision. Not gonna lie and say it wasn't really up my alley at first. But the more people are speaking about it, it's like, you know, it's worth a shot, really, isn't it? Because the thing is, I left Danganronpa completely underneath the rug after a recommendation. And I decided, you know what? Why not? And it turns out it's my favorite thing right now. So, yeah. Tis a thing. Yes, me will live worked on the project. Yes, Rico. Hello. Hello, you. How y'all hanging? Hope you're doing sweet. What new words did Axel learn? He's not speaking yet. He's more or less doing, like, breaths. And I'm taking him to the vet. Not for anything in particular. It's a checkup. You do an annual checkup with the parrots. Who knows? I'll discover something. I'll be able to learn a few things. But I figured out his diet. I figured out his restraints. I figured out when he sleeps. Where he poos. So, it's all a matter of training process. But yeah. I hope you have a great... Yeah, you too. I hope you guys have a great day as well. Obviously, have an awesome day. Status on Iris. Well, if you didn't see the DA Games official Twitter, I got Chris to put out a promotion. We've got a projected release time for autumn 2021. We finished, so we're basically doing back-end shit now. And obviously, I want to take as much time with it, as much care with it. So yeah, it's pretty much there. As I said, it was on the shelf, so now it's off. It's a good time all around. Sparks, you didn't have to donate again. You don't have to do that. But you said, yeah, I don't even like MCU, but WandaVision was very good. So it's okay for, like, non-adaptable MCUs. So, like, you can go in, not really so much pay attention to the whole MCU, and you can still enjoy it for what it is. which I think is good. I think for especially when it's trying to branch out audiences, it's one of those that branches out. Awesome. That's cool. I'll definitely keep an eye on it then. That's my face, I, me, when my, me, I, when I. Yes. What a meme. What a meme that was. Thanks, Mello. Oh my god. $10 from Live and Learn. More muns, you. One of these days, I'm going to catch you guys streaming. One day, I'm going to pay it back. One day. You'll be sorry. Anyway, but I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you very much. How you doing music-wise? I don't really make music as much anymore. I mean, Iris is pretty much done. I'm doing a lot of back-end things at the moment. I'm still recovering from music. You do it for about 6 years. You go through enough, and you just want to kind of like sit down for a bit, you know? Relax, which is what I'm doing at the moment. I'm working heavily on Bantamation at the moment, doing all sorts of parodies. The Cuphead one did really well, telling us that we're doing all the right things, you know? It's just a time thing. Plus, either way, it's a fun project, so helps me get back into stuff. As well as, I mean, DA Games, because I've had to do a lot with Bantamation as of late, like DA Games is... We've got a Cuphead knockout coming out soon, which is cool. Basically, what I'm doing right now is doing things that I enjoy doing, without the stress, without the pressure. Therapy helps. So, yeah, I think it's worth just kind of sitting and chilling for a bit on it. We still released the Rock Remix album you planned. I'll say never say never. Too many times we've all gotten away with saying never say never. No, gotten away with saying never. That's the whole thing. I'm not really a big fan of saying never say never. I'm really bad at words right now. I'm not really a fan of saying never anymore. Because you never know. I fluctuate, even in the worst cases, where you're probably more prone to saying stuff like, oh, never again, never again. And then you wake up after being slapped in the face by a bunch of your friends. You probably get that. A bunch of your friends are like, snap out of it, you piece of shit. And I get that quite a lot. I haven't had to do it nowadays because, I mean, after a fair bit of therapy, all it takes is just step away. It just takes stepping away from shit that really doesn't concern anybody. It doesn't concern me. So, best thing to do, just, again, ride it out. Wait until you're ready. Be happy when you're ready. Forget what you were passionate about. Don't forget what you're passionate about. And come back and be stronger from it. Honestly, I think that's the best way. Oh god, there's so many notices. One last time. You probably really like the music for One Division. Some of it seems up your alley. Ooh. Well, up my alley is very, very subjective. I have a large taste for all types of music, especially listening to music, so I'm sure I will. I'm sure I'll enjoy it. That'll be something that I can watch in my spare time. But I appreciate the recommendation, and thanks for the donations. It really means a lot. Brian, hello. Glad you're having a good day. Pretty music. Got more sprite work sent in. Can't wait to show it. I'm ready. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. I appreciate your efforts in time. Want me to start posting Discord links? Sure, I guess. I mean, I don't really interact in there as much anymore, but knock yourselves out. I mean, it's honestly up to you. Oh god. Oh, the hamster. How's Iris doing, the hamster? Wonderful. Surprising. Pet store hamsters aren't supposed to last this long, but Iris is going strong. Very strong. She's still got a pep in her step. It's wonderful. It's awesome. She's still a bundle of sunshine. She always, when she hears me, she wants to come out of the cage. I'm always taking care of her. Always playing with her. It's nice. She's doing well as well. I understand you're taking a break from music. And I completely respect that, but do you think you will ever return? Well, that's what a break implies, isn't it? A break is an eventuality in return. So I don't think I'm going to be away forever. I mean, it's one of the things that I enjoy, but I think it's worth remembering that at least when it comes to my interests in music, it was only ever supposed to be the side thing. There's a reason, because I didn't want to be pressured with that. If I wanted to be pressured for anything, it would have been animation or like scripts or parodies. Like, that's the thing that I would have thought, oh yeah, there's a demand for this, yeah, and I would have happily done so. But music was something that, unfortunately, not a lot of people will understand, but I can't be pressured with that. Sometimes I have to step back. That's like kind of like my safe zone. So naturally, what that means is I don't want to oversaturate it either. So taking a break from it after spending 6 years on the grind, going on and off, and not really taking a step back from it. I mean, it can hurt. It can hurt anybody, especially when you do the same thing over and over and over again. It's just boring. You want to kind of live your life a little. So yeah, a break would imply an eventuality in return. Who knows when? And if when is never, then at least I hoped that maybe there'd be a return. But you can never tell. So right now for me, and at least you're getting Donna Dimitrix. I took that off the shelf. I got myself better health, as I said I would. I said that as soon as I feel better and I've like cut corners and all that stuff with my life, I can be happy enough and content enough to release it. So I mean, yeah, the fact that it's done and the rest of its back end stuff is awesome. Obviously, I want to take care in that as well. Oh my god, dude, there's a lot. I didn't anticipate this many. This is random, but today's my puppy's birthday. Nice! Nice. Happy birthday to your puppy. Are you gonna try and play at dead of night again? Maybe. Oh no, I remember now that. Oh yeah, I remember the feeling that I had. Don't know if any of you watched the video. I was like fucking like this and all of that. I don't normally do that in terms of video games, but that one really like stuck me in a place that like I needed to, because that was the last video of the day I was recording, and I was like, I was hoping to do more. No more. I'm not doing no more. I had to take a break from it. But no, I want to come back to it. Obviously, I've got a lot of stuff to work on at the moment, but no, I'll come back as soon as possible. Have you tried the new Among Us thing? Yeah, I did. If you watched Lewis's new video, Darko, on the Among Us map, I was in there. So yeah, I've definitely played it. I don't know, anybody else who played the Among Us map, at least when it came out, the moment it came out, everybody, I think, was suffering from server issues, like you couldn't get in, or like the account couldn't authenticate and all that stuff. We were at it for about an hour and a half, nearly 2 hours, just to try and get a room, and it was so complicated. By the way, it makes this look even more glorious. It's my blinds just coming through the sun. Yes, the sun does reach me. I get my vitamin D one way or another, even if it's blanketed by a glass. Maybe I should go outside. But yeah. Do you think you'll do more collabs with Darko, Ryan, and Baz? Yeah, speaking of, Lewis has the Among Us video up, which has me in it. So I guess, yeah, we did. Just because you wrote that. Thanks for the $15, you son of a gun. Appreciate it. I really do appreciate it. Do you think there'll be people who will ask for a Security Breach song when it comes out? Oh yeah. I mean, it's demand, isn't it? People like what they like to hear, and it's obvious they're only curated to one fandom, so I mean, it's natural. I mean, people are gonna want to demand something. Well, I wouldn't say demand, but passionately request, I think, is one of the words of doing it, because you got to remember, these people are like super passionate about something. They chose you, or they chose, in this case, they chose me for a song, among the rest of the musicians who have requests for the song too. So I mean, like, nice to be appreciated, though it's another one of those things where personally I have to take a step back from it, you know? Hey Will, you got a coffee? I got a fucking coffee. I'm gonna turn this blind. It's really distracting me. It's distracting me. I mean, you still kind of, oh god, you can still kind of see it. Yeah, you know, no. There we go. Sorry about that. I was just looking a little too glorious. Anyway, what am I excited for? I'm excited for opening up the world again. Restrictions have been lifted over here, so you can technically meet 6 people outside IRL. So I can't wait for even more things to open up. Can't wait to see my friends again. Can't wait to see my family again. It'll be lovely. It'll be really nice. What's this? What happened to the remake of Until Dawn song? That was part of the rock album, the rock remake album I was gonna do. Obviously, I'm taking a break from composing music altogether right now, so I can focus on other things and be happier with it. I'm slowly weaning back in. Like, I open up the FL Studios every now and then. I open it up and then I close it down. Then I open it up for longer, then I close it down. Then I open it up for even longer than that and close it down. Gradually, I'm like picking up the guitar. Gradually, I'm singing again. So it's a weaning process, but that's just person by person basis, case by case. Everybody deals with things very differently. I think the idea of just because you don't feel it doesn't mean others don't feel it. I think it's a very narrow mind to think about. So, like, genuinely, I'm just trying my best, and that's all I can really say, to get back into the spirit. Everybody has their own pace. Not gonna knock that. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, my cousin's getting married in a few weeks, and she and her fiance invited me to sing at their wedding. Very nervous, but excited. Hey! You'll knock it out of the park. You'll do nice. I think it's just, you know, you got to think about, especially for it being a wedding. I think it's the sentiment that matters more than anything as well. Since it's a wedding, it's their day. It's gonna be super nice, and I get it that you don't want to ruin the day. But if I know your talents, you're good. You're good. You're gonna be fine. It's gonna be a great day. So kill it. You know. Is there gonna be another single before .de fully releases? Nah, that's it. The rest of the singles are gonna be a part of the album's release cycle. So no, we're not releasing anything else. Because, well, that's it. You know, if we start putting out singles right away, then we're already spoiling the album. So, you know, we might as well have the album come out as is. It's whatever it is, honestly. I prefer it that way. It's much better, I think. If I were to ask you for feedback on a song, I couldn't promise that I'd be able to give feedback. Once again, I'm like super busy on my end. I'm not the best for feedback anyway, so it's probably better if like you search around. I think the better question you should have it with your friends is like, because I know here's the thing, when you ask for criticism from friends, friends will probably just say like, oh yeah, you're doing awesome, you're doing fine, yeah, great. Wrong attitude. Sometimes a friend has to be able to step in and hear the notes. So you gotta ask them, what do you think? And now think about what you say. Don't just give me the whole friend spiel. You gotta give me, from a musical perspective, what could I do better? And from there, I'm sure that you'll probably steer their thought process into that area. And so they'll give you that critique. And then what's important after that is knowing that these pieces of critique are important for your growth. So it's like being able to know where the next step is and be able to jump. And I think that's honestly the best point to take from it. Have you ever seen the movie Castaway? No, I've heard of it. I've never seen it before. Would you call yourself King of Tetris? No. No. I definitely wouldn't call myself the King of Tetris. I'm good at it, but I'm definitely not a king. So, I think that... God rest his soul. Jonas. He recently passed away last year. But, he dominated a lot of Tetris tournaments. He was kind of the pinnacle known expertise of the classic Tetris. And spanned on for so many years, winning so many tournaments and all these different types of Tetris games. He was like the Don. One of the many Dons who inspired me to get into stuff. So God rest his soul. He's in a better place, and he'll just be remembered as the king of Tetris. Maybe not just. He's obviously renowned for his kindness and friendship and family. You know, everybody has that memory, so yeah. Something I always say when people tell you they don't like your stuff, they don't give what they don't like. That's something I always hate is when people tell you they don't like your stuff, but they don't give what they don't like about it. Well, the thing is, you don't throw caution to the wind. You just let it blow. You know, because at the end of the day, it's a matter of perspective. Some people just don't have that taste for your stuff. They might have a taste for something else. Every year works differently. Every interest works differently. Something might be too gothic and edgy for some. Some people might think it's not edgy enough. You know, it's a matter of perspective. So, I mean, the sooner you know that, the sooner you don't need to throw caution to the wind. You just move forward and, you know, enjoy what you do. Where there is criticism, I think it's very important to listen. But I suppose also at the end of the day, it depends on how it's executed. You like, there's a correlative difference between aggressively punching a wall, spelling out your critique, and sitting down and having a mature conversation. And personally for me, I only have time for mature conversation these days. I don't really throw caution to anything else. Because what's the point? You have peace and happiness, might as well run with it. So do it. Yeah, I definitely have a bit of happiness in your life. Have you watched Gravity Falls? My friends tried getting me into it. I like it. I just lost time. But I think yes, I would need to probably catch up with it when I get more time. I've actually started scheduling my weekends. So like I have weekends off. Sometimes I get a bit of overtime if somebody's there like, hey, we need this thing, then I'll happily slap it together. But like most of the time late at night, I just tune off and I just watch shows. Recently we've watched Danganronpa's anime, and recently I've been on Sophie's streams doing Danganronpa 2. So we caught up and we played Ultra Despair Girls. So now we're on V3. Can't wait to play that. Will you still release lyrics of the songs for How Nice? Well, again, as I say, never say never. I can't really talk about it right now, but never say never, you know? And what happened? What did you do to your... Oh, yeah, Sophie had a little accident at work relating to her finger. Like, she was picking up stuff. I think it hurt your nail or something. It's all good, though. I've checked. It's just a little, you know, it's a bruise. It happens. It's a bit irritating. It sucks. But and it just takes clipping it and then just sort of recovering it for a bit. Don't do much of it. Besides, we got stuff tonight, so it'd be fun. I have a question. Do you have advice for starting a YouTube channel? I have just started my channel, by the way, Love Bantamation. I appreciate that. Thank you. Do I have an advice? I think just go in with the fact that you're having fun. First and foremost, just go in with having fun. If your aim is to get better, like get more popularity, I'd say just follow the trend. And there's so many trends out there. But even then, you've got to like pack in the content itself. The content's got to be decent. So I guess it just, you know, right now, while content is fresh, don't be worried about it kind of sucking at the moment. Don't be worried about, you know, it kind of not being great. Just focus in and hone in on your craft and do better over the years, just knowing that you're having fun in the process. Because that's kind of how I did it with DA. I didn't expect to get as nearly where I am at the moment. I was expecting to just continue working at McDonald's, work my way up through the ranks and become manager, and just have that on the side, you know? But then slowly out of the bloom, it just came out. And it's kind of the same with Bantamation. It's like learning to ground yourself, start from the bottom, know that it's a very fresh thing. And just knowing that, it helps me realize that I can just enjoy it, you know? I think it's just great, just being able to enjoy what you have when you don't have something. Obviously, right now, I'd say that me and Dex, we're at a current point where we can start thinking strategically, but even then, we're not surviving off of it. No way. So again, still grounding ourselves, knowing that we're still having fun with it is awesome. I lost the interest to record music, even though I have lots of ideas. Any thoughts on how I can get the interest back? I suppose you just gotta remember what your real passions are. And if it turns out that music isn't really a passion, that's okay. Just means you gotta find what is passionate. Everybody has a place in life. I was actually watching something earlier.
Yes, Facebook. Yes, I'm a boomer.
Or a millennial living in a boomer's body. But I was watching a video recently about equal opportunity versus equal outcome. This is generally in the influencers world. It's like everybody should be allowed the equal opportunity, but there's no way there'll be an equal outcome at the same time. Not everybody is destined for the big world. Not everybody's got the ears or the brain waves and wiring to handle it. Doesn't mean it's impossible. You know, there's plenty who've made it viral at this point. It happens. Everybody gets there like 5 seconds. Some people get there 5 years. Some people get there 5 decades. It's all a relative thing. But I don't know. I think it's just a matter of finding what you're attuned to, what your passion is. At the end of the day, you'll end up getting that passion, and it will thrive through. One way or another, it will do it. If right now isn't your time, like myself, maybe that's just it. I found what I'm passionate about, and it's weird. It's storytelling, I would say. Storytelling and multi-creation. So the thing, there's always a crux, and there's also like pros and cons to having a medium that you have. I'm a multi-talent, so the pro of it is that I can be easily adaptable in many different places. The con is that the focus is very difficult. So having to be able to manage all of this stuff is tough. But it doesn't mean I should stop doing it. Like, at the end of the day, I'm doing what I find fun, and if that's not healthy for the algorithm, or it's not healthy for people to keep up with it, I don't really care. I like what I'm doing, so that's the same way with people who are focused on, like, just one talent. You know, you have one place to be, like, whether you're a musician or whether you're a beauty/fashion channel, whether you're a sports channel, whether you're an attorney channel, science channel, general gaming channel. Everybody's got their niche. Everybody's got their knowledge. I suppose, you know, you find where you're best suited. It's best not to fight the urge either. So, like, if you're getting to a point where years after years you're just generally not improving, then that's okay. You just need to focus on something else. Or you're looking in the wrong place and you need to go search for bigger influence. It really matters having so much different influence and working off of so many different people's flares, because if you just stick to one place, I mean, you kind of... It's hard to describe. So it's better to just kind of, like, advance and do other things in the world. So I'm not going to lie, my relevancy's down the drain right now. There's no point following me. There's, like, Jonathan Young out there who's doing awesome things. There's CG5 who's doing wonderful things too. And Caleb Hiles is another one. Family Jewels is great. Chi-Chi, Kathy Chan, DJ Smell, Lalia. So many... Oh, and Ario as well. So many great faces. And there's so many more. And there's new generation people too that are climbing up there. As I've just called out, it's like, you know, Rico the Fox is there. Live and Learn is right there. Who's the other one? Jalen Rocks Out, I think it is. Did I get it right? I'm gonna go through the server because I know it's getting, like, lost. But I just want to, you know, there's so many different kinds of musicians that they all have their own sheeps. They all have their own skeletons in their closets. They have their own life. But who doesn't? You show me a life without a skeleton in the closet, and I'll show you a shitty creation. And that's something that I learned from, I mean, disregarding the political beliefs. There's Serge Tankian from System of a Down, who raised that very good point. It's like, who doesn't have it? Who gives a shit? Most people just come to, like, just enjoy the channel. If we had to, you know, sit and think about the semantics of disagreement, then we'd be here forever, you know? So, best to tune yourself into something that you enjoy. And the thing is, with all of these talents, it's my point here, that they have a talent somewhere and they're finding their roots. Wouldn't be a hard thing to say that it's just fun to do. You know, at first you hone in and you get better at it. And it's great that these people are, like, turning around and, you know, being able to criticize each other and help each other out, you know. It's always a very important thing to do. And eventually they'll make their way, you know? It's awesome. It's just wonderful. Will, just wondering, how do you have any advice about making videos? The same as I've been spouting. It's the same thing. It's going, having fun doing it. Prepare for criticism. Take it on the chin. Realize that just because there is a criticism, the world isn't going to stop spinning. I think that's a good adjective, is the world ain't going to stop spinning. It's one thing I've had the hindsight for, but I've never felt it before. After attuning to so much therapy for myself. Not even like actual therapists, but my own personal therapy. So like me sitting back and relaxing for a bit has helped me realize that the world is going to keep spinning regardless. So don't sweat the small stuff. It's about having fun. And if you're having fun, then whatever. Suppose that's really it. I don't have time much for the other things, as long as it isn't hurting anybody. If you're not hurting somebody, if you're not going after somebody, then like you're not wasting your time, really. As long as you're not doing that, you just have fun. Have you played the Doom Eternal DLC? I have. I've not finished it, but damn, is it cool? It's difficult, challenging, exactly how I want it. Just bloodthirsty. It's insane. I love it to pieces. Huh?
A nice cold drink? Ice cold water or anything?
Sure, please. Yeah, water would be cool.
Sphere or cube?
I don't know. Does it matter? A sphere or cube ice? Like, I don't know how that changes it except for aesthetics. Maybe it's the volume. I don't know. Sorry, I've got a fair few notifications through. I need to read these. I need to go back up. Where was the last one? Because obviously I got notifications through, I can look at stream labels. That's usually what I have open. I just forgot about it. Let me check for a second, sir. Okay, so I'm logged in through Twitch and that, so I need to log into my thing. There's a lot of notifications I've missed out on, unfortunately. I'm sorry. I get talkative, you know? I just get talkative. I hope that it's not just, you know, a waste of time or anything. Connect with YouTube. Will Ryan. Choose output directory. Yeah, screw it. I'll have to log in one way or another anyway, so it's all good. Here we go. Jack Wombo with £2. Hope you're having a good day, fam. Love you. I love you too. Psychotic Fox Productions with $1.99. Hope you're well. Stayed up all night on music. The grind kills, right? Keep it up. Keep it up, obviously. Jonathan Ribolo with a $9.99. Hey, well, if you ever seen The Punisher on Netflix, if you did, the actor John Bernthal might return in the MCU project titled Armor Wars. Interesting. I've never seen The Punisher. Agent B. Smith, one of my friends, he's watched The Punisher before. He told me it was great. Again, I get so many recommendations, and it sucks that I don't, like, watch out for these often. I get so lost. But I'll definitely keep these in mind as well. Matt Hatterson with the $2. Hope you enjoy V3. Yes, you've been watching Danganronpa streams for a fair bit. I appreciate it. Can't wait. Can't wait to actually get started. Because we've now caught up. We're so close to just being able to do it like either this weekend or like next week. Remember, check out DA Games Official on Twitch. That's where we're going to be streaming it. So, yeah, it's going to be cool. Sacred Scorpion. Sacred Scorpion, £2. Just want to show some love. Hope you're all good. You're awesome. Thank you very much for that. Nocturne with the $2. Weep. Hope this helps. Thank you. Thank you, sir. It helps a little bit. I appreciate it a lot. Jack Womble with the £1. Have you tried the Outriders game? I did. I played the demo. I've actually I got the physical as well. Where the hell's my physical? Oh, there it is. Here. Yeah, I got the physical of Outriders. I did the demo on Xbox, and I'm gonna test it out on the PS5 as well. I have to open myself to more games now, considering we do Machinabants, so we have to have a lot of different games, a lot of different skits and all of that. So any game's always good. I've heard, I mean, from what I've played, it's interesting. hasn't captivated me just yet. But maybe I just need to wait for more shenanigans to happen. I appreciate it. Thank you very much for the water. That is a sphere.
Yay.
I can't even... I want to show people the sphere. You know what? Screw it. There's sphere ice cubes.
Yeah, and I've got pure big cubes as well.
There's sphere
I've
ice
got diamond
cubes.
ones too.
That's amazing.
I
Okay,
didn't-
well now
I didn't have any diamond ones left.
now I know what a sphere cube is. Not a sphere cube. A sphere ice block is.
Okay.
Sphere cube. What a conflict.
Well, I'll make diamonds for you for the next one, okay?
Okay. Obviously, I'm gonna need water as I'm streaming. I speak a lot. Is Danganronpa gonna be affiliated with the DA Games channel at all? You know, on YouTube? I don't think so. Like, I know I'm doing it on Twitch. It's like where all the calmness is. Same with here though. It's where all the calmness is. It's pretty cool. So, yeah, that's a thing. Spot anything Will does. Bless you. That must make the water taste better. No, it doesn't. Like, it's just water. It's just frozen water. Suppose you got to think about it then, the volume of it. But then it's still water from the same tap. So I guess it's the same. Might depend on the drink. Beats me. Also, when Dark Revival is released, you planning on playing it? For curiosity's sake, yeah. I know that it's waiting a long time. A lot of folks are kind of waiting for it. Whether it's shit, whether it's not. I don't really care. Like, I'm happy to play it just out of curiosity's sake. Sure, they don't mean anything bad by the game. I'm sure they've put a lot of hard work into it, so you know, it's whatever it is. Reconnecting with long lost family. Do you have any advice? No, I don't have any advice for reconnecting with long lost family. Because I suppose that's like the same feeling as like a friend from school who contacted you like 10, 15 years later. Just like, hey, it's been a while. How you doing? Fine, thanks for asking. I mean, I don't know. I'd say just keep it mutual. I mean, everybody has their life. I've tried to keep myself neutral to all sorts of different foundations. Not throwing caution to the wind. Not having too many. I think the thing is, I am actually afraid of having strong beliefs these days because it puts you in a faction, doesn't it? So being able to be open with like all the sides of the perspective, really like emphasizing that the world is going to keep spinning regardless. You just take your chances, I guess, and you learn from them, and then you move on from them, I guess. So I don't know. Just it's better to just go with the flow. If you're feeling like if you're feeling like you really need to communicate with them, then do so. If you really don't feel like just listen to yourself. You know, like if you don't feel like communicating with them, then maybe don't. Or there's a close family member who might also know. Speak to them first, you know? Matter of conversation. Something that I think only a family should really consider. I'm an outsider to that, so I wouldn't be able to say much, you know? Question about Martha Hive. You said something along the lines of the beast be made of millions of damned souls. Are they just any damned souls? Did I say damned souls? No, it sucks up souls. Mother Hive sucks up souls. Dark matter. It's like made of like sentient dark matter particles. Is what I believe is the big key. But it sucks up souls. I guess. Thanks, Just TV. It means a lot. Obviously, you know, my advice is always subjective. You know, not everybody's gonna agree with everything I say. That's totally fine too. I was telling a friend the other day that I swear my mask is going to become molded to my face because I'm wearing it so much because of school. Yeah, it just like sort of like gets stitched on, like the DNA of your skin gets attached to the ends of the mask, and it's there forever. I don't think that's gonna be forever. I think we're gonna get out of it soon. Life's gonna operate. Here's the thing: the big reality check here is that like the virus is always going to exist. It's a part of us now. There's not really a way you can fumigate that. Can't just get the world to fumigate using big giant airplanes to just go around and drop big smoke. One can believe, right? But basically, it's going to exist. We're going to live as it is. But be rest assured that, like, you know, the vaccines are doing everything they can for certain. And we're also living in a world where, like, people don't agree with the vaccines, which is part of our world. It's existent in our world, and it happens. So I think the important part is knowing that the way the lockdowns are working is they're basing it off of the critical condition. So going in how overwhelmed the hospitals are and how overwhelmed the death rate is what's going to make the lockdown important. Whether the vaccine does anything or not, I mean, it seems to be proving its wonders anyway. It's doing its thing, and people are going out and enjoying their lives. It's protecting the vulnerable, which is fine. I think that's enough, really. I think that would be our last lockdown. One can hope. The world's going to be fine, but we'll be all right once we get out. When COVID stuff lifts, new DW Daily. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, DW Daily's returning. When COVID lifts, just at a point where obviously me and Dex prefer to do it in the same room. We don't like to do this virtual collaboration. I mean, me and Chris can sort of get away with it on DA games. We tried it and sort of get away with it, but me and Dex, we need that in-person experience to be able to make it as well as it is. Besides, it's rarely known, so we can afford to experiment with it. And we tried with the virtual stuff, and it just wasn't working out. One of our computers wasn't working at one time, and lots of technological differences, aka the lag. So, yeah, it was obvious that we weren't going to be able to, like, do that for a while. But, given that the world is going the way it is, I anticipate DW Daily to be back this year. Maybe autumn time, winter time. We'll see how it goes, because we definitely want to do it. We definitely want to, like, sit together more and work on things a bit more together. So yeah, we'll definitely see about it. As of the Eggy with $1 saying, "Hey Will, how you doing? Hope your day's been going all right. Keep up the amazing work on Bantamation. And I can't wait for Doctor." I appreciate it. Thank you. I'm hoping to continue doing this. Having a lot of fun with it. I hope y'all are having fun with your stuff. It was good. Our Marsh is referring to the echoes of the damned, or the millions of memories that the Mother Hive is made of. Millions of memory. No, that's Iris. The Iris it encapsulates the millions of memories. The Mother Hive is just the dark matter that sucked in all the souls and wreaked havoc. The memories of the damned aren't even the Mother Hive itself. Memories of the damned is that subsiverse where the spirits who were purified in the water and were turned out to be evil get vanished to the memories of the damned to live there for eternity in whatever. So I think what's going to happen is I'm going to need to, because when the album's released, I don't care anymore. I'm just hoping to be transparent about their meanings and everything. So it is what it is. Is Goliath involved with Doctor? Yeah, of course he is. Yeah, Doctor's, I mean, if you saw Mother Hive's album cover, Goliath was right there. So, I mean, yeah. Do you know there is a trailer for season 5 of Rick and Morty? There's a season 5? Damn. You know, I was the last bit of knowledge that I got from Rick and Morty was that it was taking forever to do seasons, so I imagined that they'd only be on like 4. There's a 5th? Damn. There's gonna be a 5th, okay. Then I've got a lot of catching up to do. I say that about everything. I don't understand English perfectly, but still I came to your lives. It's very interesting to listen to you speak. I appreciate that. I found someone selling DA Games gold logo hoodies on Amazon. Yeah, they probably bought it and then sold it along themselves. It's called scalping. It happens. It's whatever, really. I only just found out on Wednesday that season 5's... Ah, yeah. If you had an idea for a sequel to Flash Drive, would you do it? I don't know how you could, like... I don't know how you could expand on Flash Drive. The only way you could do it... And I know there's, like, so many people... You've got to understand, like, the difference between a good idea and a bad idea. Or just a pointless idea. So I think the general colors that I chose for Flash Drive are fine. But, like, if I went to go through every different color... You'd be looking at the entire hexacode. You'd be looking at every saturation. You have to look at every contrast. It's kind of like going orange or like goldy silver bronze. Stupid, really, isn't it? It's a stupid idea, and I'm sure somebody will do it now. But like, it just shows stupid ideas are stupid ideas. Dot is a prequel to GT. To GT it is. Found some page that turned you into a marketable mask. That means they're gonna spout me wherever I go, and that's cool too. I remember when I asked YouTube if they could make a YouTube, they say you don't know what the future may hold. That was like a year ago. Well, I mean, they're right. You never know the future will hold. I don't really care anyway. There's a lot that I don't care about. Because if I had to sit on the semantics of like what depresses me, then I'd be here forever. But yeah. Gonna go into the gradients at this point. What are your thoughts on a mental break? Well, I'm loving a mental break at the moment. I'm absolutely adoring it. I've had time to focus on the things that are super important to me in life, like my family and friends. They mean the world to me. It means I can jive everything well again. I think it'd be nice to sort of sit back, chill for a bit. It's been nice. It's helped the juices flow. It's healthy when you're like sat in this forever. I think what I've sort of cottoned on to is that I'm no longer I wouldn't say like relevant or irrelevant. I'd say like I'm just a lurker. Like I just make stuff whenever and I just leave. Because I personally don't think I could handle the chaotic world that exists right now. So if I need to find peace, I got it. Doesn't mean I stop doing what I'm doing, but well, I don't know. I'd just rather live a peaceful life. So we'll see about it. And that mental break is helping a lot. You hear about Diablo 2 getting a remake? Yeah, I heard about that. I heard about Diablo getting a remake. Actually, have you taken a look at the OG Diablo? Yeah, I did. Yeah, I remember. This was a conversation you had with me a while ago, actually. Was they were doing a Diablo remake and all that stuff. And you showed me like a snippet of like I think was it an IGN video or something? Like it showed the trailer of it and it was showing like the beginning and then like it would cut between the old version and then the new. I think was it. I mean, it's interesting. What's your favorite thing to think about? Pizza is one of my favorite things to think about. Friends is what I like to think about. I don't have much that I really think about. My family, my friends, and just that's it. I don't really live like the most interesting life in the world, but maybe that's for the best. Who knows? If you could have one game from your childhood be remastered today, what would it be? Gex. I would want Gex to be remastered or remade. If I had the choice. If the game gods came down and they said, "Young William, what game would you like to see be evolved from the ancient days? You are the pinnacle of this choice. Whatever you choose is the future. What would you want?" Gex. Gex 3 or Gex 3D. Whichever one, that'd be great. That's a shitty thing, but okay. I would go for Gex. I love Gex, so there we go. Right as I'm eating a salad. Another concert. I think one last hurrah would be cool. During the summer period. That'd be sweet. Do you ever think about making an audiobook for your art? Nah, no audiobooks. In fact, if anything, like, the book might not even actually, like, come to fruition for such a long time. I might have to pick out somebody who, like, writes it for me. And expresses my ideals. Like, because that's the thing, even Scott, like, he didn't write the books personally himself. He had a proofreader. He had people to sort of, like, work back and forward with collaboratively. And you never know, like, my focus right now is just getting Dawn of the Demetrix out. That's why the novel hasn't had progress. Sure, I have bullet points, and they're all in my head, and at least on some, like, draft pieces of sticky note that are lying around my room or something. But I don't have any immediate plans to revive such a thing until the album's done. At least anything that I want to do musically with it is complete. Once I have the foundation, then I can work on a concrete story. Then I can work on what I have. Insert Scott the Waz joke here. What are you doing for your birthday? I don't know. I'm just probably chilling out. Last year I said that though, but then everybody threw me a fucking Animal Crossing pie when that was relevant. They also like spruced up my room. I don't know. I don't really think about it. I just have I think it's just a celebration that I'm nearly 30 and my back will break. So that's about it really. Also the Goofy parody. Oh, that's like half done. No, I sort of like work around it every now and then. How's the Kingdom Hearts animation? Kingdom Hearts? I'm not doing a Kingdom Hearts animation. If you're thinking about Sora's appearance in Goofy Goes to Therapy, then it's a general Goofy parody. It's a general Disney parody. But as I say, it's like halfway. I've been sort of like weaning in and out, figuring out what direction to take it. What do I want to cut for times constraints and all that. Do you listen to Periphery? Periphery? No. I have not heard Periphery. They're one of my favorite bands. Plague reminded me of their song Satellites. Interesting. Sure. I definitely think that, you know, I do sometimes, like, whenever I go into the fan server, there's usually, like, a music bit, like a general discussion for music, and people put in their stuff. I sometimes, like, go in and I take a listen, and then if I like something, I'll shove it in my Spotify playlist. I've started doing that a lot more, so... Yeah, I mean, if you have any recommendations, I'd always just shove it in there, because I'm always looking. I'm always like, ooh, that's a song. Or, that's a song. What's your plan for the future of the Irish trilogy? Well, it's as it stands, isn't it? It would be a trilogy. And then that's it. Suppose the trilogy would end after that. That's it. I think it's nice, you know? We started off from something like really small. In a big world. So Heart of an Artist was like a big deal. Then we had an accidental sneeze with the idea of Goliath's throne, and we sort of like expanded ourselves there. And now we're at Dawn of the Demetrix, and that's taken it leaps and bounds. It's been a real road trip, but it's a road trip that I don't necessarily regret. For every bad that happened, for every good that happened, I don't regret the lessons that I got from them. I don't regret the epiphanies that I learned. I don't regret realizing that nothing really matters. Who gives a shit? Who gives a fuck? You know, have a peaceful life. Live yourself. I think that was just it. I think that was the message that I would like to give is whatever journey you have is temporal. So enjoy what you have. And that was my journey. So I think as far as the trilogy goes, it is as it is. It's a trilogy. Anything past that, supposed to be filling in the blanks, or it could be extra tidbits, or a concert. It could be anything. But as far as right now, that would be the remaining thing, and then who knows. As far as Jaws of Dawn goes, I mean, that's like a campaign of itself. Like, that was it. I can apply custom skins to it for seasonal things. I can have a little bit of fun with it, but otherwise that's all I'm here for, you know? I'm a media creative. I have so many different emotions that I like to express. I like to put them all in different places, just so that you know that I have a lot of feelings. I have a lot of emotion. I have a lot to spread. That's it. That's all it is. Curious about this, but would Dota still come out around autumn, even if everything for like artwork, videos, etc. was already finished? Who knows? I mean, that's why they call it a projected, isn't it? Projected is like the most realistic outcome. Suppose that would be that, really, wouldn't it? If you don't remake the album, I think it'd be Special Emotion or remake just the original song that started everything. Again, you don't know what might happen in the future. I might be done with it. I might be happy with it. Who knows? We just gotta... I mean, at least knowing the plans that I have in my head now are a lot more concrete than they used to be. Just because I'm not saying everything doesn't mean that nothing is happening. Case in point, I have so many projects that I cancelled in 2020. So many. But none of you know of them because they were never put out there. They were never expressed. They were never shared. And I think the beauty in that is that it didn't depress anybody. It's that correlated difference between knowing something that existed that is gone and something that existed but nobody heard of. It's like two totally different dialects altogether. So, yeah, I cancelled so much last year that nobody even knows of. Absolutely nobody. But I did it because I think what's important is if you're not satisfied with a project yourself, you shouldn't continue it. You should wait until something good comes from it. If you go spreading it out like wildfire, then everybody's going to be upset when they realize it's not happening. That's a life lesson that I got learned. So I just don't show anything anymore. I think that's the beauty of it. I think that's the good thing about it. You know? That's what every musician does. It'd be stupid to think that I'm the only fucker who does it. Everybody does it. Just doesn't mean I should get the flack for it when, you know, there's so many other people who could have even worse. I suppose realizing that it didn't matter was the real key. So, moving forward was all good. Finally got to realize it. Took forever. And yeah, there's people who spout it for years and years. The thing is just people who would spout this stuff, but until you really feel it yourself, you haven't learned it. Is what I've gone through. And I felt it. Since I felt it, now I know. Would I have preferred to have been able to listen to just the words? I think everybody would, wouldn't they? They'd like to just sit back and hear it and go, all right, that's about it. But we all have our life, and sometimes we, you know, our biggest things that we ever learn are the things that only really happen to us by feeling it. And I've learned enough, so now I can just live peacefully. You haven't publicized it, which can help if you aren't fully sure about wanting to work on it. Yeah, exactly. Well, it's the result of bouncing between friends and just being like, do I need time to cook this? And they're like, yeah, probably. So, it's whatever. Have you watched Invader Zim? Yeah, I've watched Invader Zim. I even watched the special. It's really cool. What happened with the DA site? Oh, we just took it down. It wasn't serving any purpose. It was a good idea for the time being, but it's like, who cares? Nobody's really going to it. If we looked at the traction, barely anybody was going to it. Everybody was going to YouTube. What's the point when there's already like a select archive in places? So we just thought, Plus, also, there's something we're trying to do with like building in-house merch. We're trying to do something with e-commerce and stores, so we have to shift places. We're making like a little site that would dedicate like merch like that. So we'll see how it goes out. But that's not my department. That would be more the rest of the team's department. As for me, I just got asked about it and given the suggestion. I was like, yeah, go ahead. You know, I'm sure people would like to see something, so obviously that happened. I thought the site looked pretty nice. It's not that I took it down because I thought it was bad or anything, because I liked the site's design. Albeit I wish it could have been better. and more curated based on the, you know, the browser and PC compatibility of viewing it. But it wasn't serving much purpose. Even when I had new stuff, I realized I had to go in and constantly edit what's new and all that, and I realized I didn't have time for that. I thought I had, but I didn't realize I just didn't have time for it. Whether it's people always follow my Twitter, follow my Discord, follow my YouTube. I mean, word spreads. So what's the point in me spreading it when so many people are doing it already? Suppose you'd get it better if it was the first sauce. Obviously, Chinese Whispers never is a concrete foundation. Oh my goodness, there's a lot. What game are you excited about that will be released this year? Oddworld, it's coming out soon. In 4 days, I think. Or 3. But Oddworld. I love the look of Soulstorm. So I can't wait for that. I remember when Fortnite was a good game still. You made a video and you said, I'm a Christmas turkey. Do you still have the hat? I think in the garage somewhere I must still have it. I must still have that hat somewhere. I remember that was like, I think my friends were saying, oh, I think people want a Fortnite video. And I'm like, but I kind of don't want to because I'm shit at it. He's like, but it's Christmas. I was like, okay. So I bought a Christmas turkey hat. There we go. Oh, God. Is Dot the prequel to Goliath's Throne? Yes, it is. I can't help but think of Eiffel 65 when I hear Abe's Odyssey. Do you mean like the video of like, because they're all blue aliens and they're just like, I'm blue, and like, did they remind you of the Mudokons from Oddworld? Is that it? Because I can see it. I can see it for sure. Any movies I'm excited for? Not really. I don't watch movies that much anymore. Interesting. Movies. Sonic 2? Maybe? These days, I don't really see movies as movies because they're not exactly special anymore. Now that streaming services are in, it just feels like another additional... what's the other term for it? Featurette. Longer featurette film. It doesn't feel like a typical movie to me anymore. Because I always associated movies with cinema. And cinemas are opening up again. Around the UK, they will be soon. So that's awesome. Unfortunately, I don't see the same with like streaming services. They're kind of just additional content for me to watch. Whereas they don't excite me that much because it's not that cinema experience. I don't know. That's just me. I'm sure many of you have your own 2 cents on that matter, which is totally fine. Since you aren't posting on DW, do you have to eat the microwave lobsters? No, do you have to eat... It's not that I have to eat the microwave lobsters, it's just I can't eat the microwave lobsters. But that's self-inflicted. Can't... By the way, that was just a joke, and you know it's a joke. You know it is. That's why you brought it up. What do you think when you don't have any motivation? I play games until I do. I just draw something. Could just be random. Speak to a friend. Maybe vent about it. Let life just be. Walk outside. I think something that stops us from having motivation is there's usually a brick wall, isn't there? It's something deep-rooted. I think for a lot of folks, there's something that they're afraid of. Getting backlash or just getting hate. I mean, it happens to everyone. Really, doesn't it? Everybody gets their spillage. I'm a testament. I have so many adoring people who love what we do. There's always a few bad eggs, isn't there? So I guess just knowing that is, again, the world doesn't have to stop spinning, and it won't. It won't stop spinning. It'll just keep going the way it is. I think just time away from the big chaos, time away from the streets. As I would call it, the digital streets. I think, you know, when we think about the world and if we had to read everybody's mind, I believe there was a film about that, where the character was like able to read everybody's mind. I can't remember what the film was, but I remember it being sort of chaos in a way. Also, I guess Bruce Almighty is another one that you could use. Bruce Almighty knows everything, hears every prayer, has to answer to every prayer, and all that. I call it the digital streets just simply because when you view a timeline, it's like reviewing everybody's mind in the street. You're out there and you hear the chaos. It's like, why would anybody want to be here for such a long time? You know, sometimes being a part of a revolution is a thing, but being there for too long, you need to step away for a while. That's what I do nowadays. I don't really watch stuff anymore on that site. I just work, have fun with my friends. I think y'all should do it. I think it's a heavy recommendation. I think you should all have a fun time of your lives. Explore new things, new bands, new projects, new horizons. There's a lot more out there that's way more palpable than I could ever put out. So it's worth checking. I'm kind of surprised there hasn't been a little preview to Biobond yet. I've kept it as niche as possible. I've kept it as down there as possible. I know it's been done, but I'd rather have it out when the album comes out. You know, people get to enjoy it as it happens. I said that I would do that, even if I felt like I could release it earlier. I said I'd stick to my laurel. I said I'd stick to it, so that's the way it's gonna be. Invincible on Amazon Prime. No, I haven't. I don't watch a lot of Amazon Prime. The only thing I watched from Amazon Prime, I think, is the Grand Tour with Jeremy Clarkson, Richard Hammond, and James May. I think I had it on in the background, but that's about all I've done. Will you be doing a con like MomoCon soon? That's the thing. MomoCon's been moved to next year again, hasn't it? Too Many Games has been moved to October this year, though. So if that's the only con that happens this year, then sure, I'll probably do that. But if other cons are around and they invite me, then yeah, I'm happy to attend. Happy to attend all sorts of different places. Have you checked out Gauntlet Games? They're really good for multiplayer. Yeah, I'm sure they are. Watch out with the files of the Doctor songs. You mean the project files? Like the FL Studios files? Because they're secure. They're totally fine. We've got like new systems that allow us to like, if we lose our projects, that it's like, oh, there's such thing as a backup, isn't there? So we back up our stuff. We're totally fine. Oh God, not the Grand Tour, one of the funniest shows. Yeah. Have you seen or heard of Solar Opposite? No, I haven't. NPC hasn't announced anything, no. They haven't announced anything. Because I'm pretty sure they're waiting just like everybody else. They're looking at the guidelines. Maybe they're hopeful. So we'll see about it. Big fan of your music. Hope you're doing well. Thank you very much. It means a lot. You ever played Hollow Knight? Yes, I played like the first 2 stages, I think. Like, I know it's not like a completely, I don't know. I can't remember much other than being like this little shadowy skull figure, and killing shadowy creatures. It was a nice aesthetic as far as I remember. I didn't play too much of it. Oh, you meant like people won't get it so easily. Honestly, you get to a point now where you just stop giving a fuck. Really, like, honestly, I feel like I've secured myself perfectly fine, and it is what it is. I think, you know, the world ain't seen it yet. People won't see it until the album releases. And when you detach yourself from that, like I have been, best feeling ever. You just kind of like, just because it exists doesn't mean you have to acknowledge it. You don't have to praise it. In fact, I'd rather less not. But that's the point, is I'm just here to live my life. If the world just keeps spinning without it, regardless, it's whatever. That's what I've done. I'm moving on. Best thing you could do in your life. I'm doing great, Rod. How about yourself? When you come into the convention held at my house, pizza galore. Yes, Sophie, because pizzas are probably going to be our daily thing, isn't it? Nah. It's probably going to be, you know, a healthy balance of like ramen and shit. Something like that. Have you ever been recognized in public? Yeah, for sure. For sure, I've definitely been recognized in public. For good times. I mean, in one of my local cities, there was a bulletin board outside with Insomnia's lineup. And I was on there. I was like, whoa, my face is on a billboard. And somebody came up and it was like, I know you. Yeah, you're DA Games. I went into like a 10-minute convo. They're actually on their way home. And we just like took a picture. It's like, nice. And obviously at cons. I mean, they are real life. Cons are effectively real life. A segregated place, but not entirely exclusive. It's public world. Yeah. Question: out of all your songs that you cancel repurpose, Frodo, Honey Pop 2, what did you do to them? I just removed them. That's it. What do you say to someone who is a really big fan of you and your work, but they're 13? Oh god, I mean, I suppose don't say anything. Sometimes saying nothing helps. But also at the same time, if you really need to say something. But if they're 13, I have to look back at a time when I was like 9 or 10, going on new grounds, exploring my life and everything. I mean, it's what the world is. It's, you know, I'd be a hypocrite to say, hey, stop. But then again, if I look back, sometimes I wish I was, like, curated a little better. And these days, I'm glad there's, like, semi-curation. There's only so much people can do. Children find their way around everything. I mean, as long as it's segregated and curated, then the less the better, really. But, obviously, when it happens, you can't really stop it. I mean, it's part of an influence. But myself, like, if I had to secure myself, I already have. Can't blame me. I just make the content. You know, if a kid managed to stumble across it, then it is what it is. It's what they do with it after that. You know, whether they get influenced by it or not is not up to my jurisdiction. I have my own plans. So I'd say the best thing to do is either you just don't say anything at all, or if you're going to say something, like my usual response beforehand used to be, welcome, I'm so sorry you're here. I used to always like say that shit. But then everybody would be like, why are you damning your work? Why are you hating on your stuff so much? Like that was like my entire life or something. Because you got to remember, whatever you project like through this camera right now, even like this camera, this microphone, it's whatever, is it's just what people will take from it. That's just life. That's it. They since they haven't seen the possibility of the private life that we all have, the nice and caring life that we end up cherishing, it's not possible. It's like, it's impossible that it exists because we haven't seen it. Just because it isn't seen. And at the end of the day, like, nobody needs to. You've got your own private life, I've got mine. I think that's the wonderful thing about it. You know, keeping yourself away from the madness. Should be able to chill for a while. I think it's fun. That's something that pisses me off sometimes about more adult games being made because they don't want kids to get influenced by it. And just then don't let them play it. Here's the thing, like, yeah, I mean, I'm inclined to sort of agree. Like, kids are influential, you know? But that's why they should have been curated long ago. I generally think the world needs to start, maybe, if I had to change one thing, is that I think kids should be taught better. What version of better is subjective. Even I don't know that. But I think ever since we let them, those many years ago, I mean, they've grown up, you know? They've grown up into teenagers, the adolescent years, where rebellion exists. And because what they took from influence as a kid, they're now coming forward in this aggressive day, in this bitter day. And so that's where the bitterness comes from. It's like projection, so to speak. And confusion and sadness. It's adolescence. It's hormones. When we grow to teenagers, we end up getting there. We always do. And then we sort of mellow out when we get to adulthood, and we either continue to stay bitter through our adulthood, or we sort of look back and we mellow out and we're like, can't believe I used to act like that. We all do. Even some like young adult phases, you know, we all go through them. Sometimes we haven't even branched out of our teenage years yet. But as you get to like, I think as soon as you get to like 30 or 40, you're sort of there like, man, what a fucking waste of time. We get bitter about it. I think it's funny. I think it's just really funny. Yeah, I would know because I'm smack dabbing it right now and it's pain. Sorry to hear about that. I'm sorry to hear about that. I saw in February you posted Sent From Above. Oh, I didn't post Sent From Above. My partnership did. There was a backlog that they had, and they were organizing something with like YouTube and stuff like that to default upload instead of DistroKid doing it, I think. So they had like that thing there. So it's still by me, but who cares? It's on there now. Now you can class it as mine, because it is mine. I gotta head out, so Will, you can friend request me on Discord if you want to. Yeah, I mean, I'm open to you in particular, especially anybody in the Shanty server. I'm open for like a friend request from the Shanty server, so definitely send one. And if you're from the Shanty server, then sweet. What else is going on here? What guitar amp do you have? A big chunky one. I just have a big chunky one. The stuff about racism in today's day, the common mention of it makes me sort of desensitized to it. I think generally just Twitter in of itself, regardless of the subject matter, I think is like super, you know, it's all information, isn't it? We all get information and we get subjected to a lot of it. Happens with everybody. Which is why I think that the best moral you can probably have is like the acceptance of the world is important. Like how you react to a change is also very important as well, because we all react to change very differently, don't we? It's like a very different climate. Sometimes it's too fast for people. Sometimes it's not picking up its pace yet. But we get there eventually. I mean, it's just a time in our lives right now where, especially with the fact that the pandemic exists, everybody's in a bit of a cahoots at the moment. Everybody's feeling kind of shit. I think it's very important that we know all this so that going forward, things will start getting better. Just learning that the grass is green and the blue sky exists. Figuratively, metaphorically, I would say. I mean, to some places, the sky could be blue. But it could be gray as well because of the clouds. But it doesn't change that, you know, the ocean's reflections reflect the sky, and naturally the ocean is of a blue variety, so the sky as a result is blue. But figuratively, the world doesn't stop spinning. And, yeah. I guess just learning to live with yourself and not paying attention to the outside world and not getting too involved into it, I think is the safest way. Obviously, people like to take risks, and I'm not against risk taking. I mean, sure, it's the only way anybody ever really learns about something. But if you're somebody who just doesn't want to deal with it anymore, or if you've learned enough, then there's not really much to search for after that. You've learned all your things and then you move on. What country would you love to visit after the pandemic ends? It's very ironic, but America. Just because that's where my friends are. I would go see my friends and I'll probably have some drunk nights then. Probably go to the theme parks. Six Flags, Disneyland, Universal, whatever. I know that at least around the time where the vaccinations have like gone full swing and the world should be kind of back to normal. During the end, I'm going to Hawaii with Sophie. So that'll be nice. I've never been before, so it'd be nice to go there. The sky is filled with air and we walk on floor or something. yeah. And if that's the only takeaway that we really have to pay attention to in our lives, and the rest is just social construct. So, you know, the world will live as it be. Yeah, October time. That's the one. But yeah, it's been chill. It's been a very chill day. Been going for about an hour and a half. We can still keep going for a little bit more. Are you going to work on Resurrection? Never say never, but right now, no. How is your daughter? Daughter's doing wonderful. Daughter's doing great. I haven't seen her for a while though. Physically, obviously because of the pandemic and everything. But hoping that happens and changes soon, because virtually we still talk, which is nice. Also, when she was planning on when she gets older, like come visit more, and I'm gonna drive when this whole thing happens, so I'm gonna make much more visits. God, the pandemic threw everything off, and I hate it. She wanted a little inkling as to how one feels during a pandemic. You got it. Did you see the news reports on how the quarantine helped the environment? I can just the Earth's point of view and everything opens up again. It's just, oh no, not this shit again. Well, there's news reports that always portray themselves from a bias, but there are some that just like that, you know, they garner facts and then make a biased belief. The fact is that I think yes, with the fact that people were stuck inside, there wasn't enough pollution to make, so it's like, yeah, of course that was gonna happen. But I tell you, your hunch is right on when everybody gets back. One of my old my grandma's hometown, everybody, once the things were lifted, they all went to this park, and the aftermath was ridiculous. The council had to come out and clear. It was you know, have you ever been to a festival or something? It was like that. It was like a festival, but very, very bad. Like in a very public space that wasn't curated for that event. It was like it was a mess. We lived as pigsties. And I took one look at that video, and I looked at my cage for the parrot, and I'm like, my parrot is better kept than that. That was sad. It was actually kind of sad realizing that we really are messy bastards. Probably one of the messiest. But I mean, that's why we have the council. You know, the council does pick stuff up. I suppose it's just, you know, looking around and going, we should probably look at being cleaner in the future. I'd say would be the best bet. But yes. It's a very crazy thing. If you tried it, would try acting a character role in movie/series. No, I haven't. I mean, the most that I've ever been in is 3 things, and they're not even like movies, they're more YouTube things. Asked If Movie 2, If Undertale Was Realistic, and Bendy. I think those are like the 3 pinnacle points that I've had. Sure, there's probably some more in the future, but as of right now, like, if I ever stop anything else, or if somebody approaches me with like a big time movie thing, then sure, but I don't think that's how it works. You have to put yourself out, which I'm not ready to do, because I've already got my life. It's why, you know, there was that Now Voice This competition. I went one time, I decided to take it seriously. One time, where there's the rest of the times I entered and I was like, whatever. I got to the next round, but I don't really mind. Because I sat there thinking, you know what? There's people who are better. There's people who are way better, or are working harder, let's say, for this opportunity, and they're ones who are taking it a lot more seriously. So it's like, let them have it. Got to hang out with friends outside. It was cold as hell, but it was the best we could do. Yeah, I mean, it really helps you understand the importance of connection. I think everybody knew that all along, but really feeling it, it's just wonderful. The council will decide your fate. I just love to be with my fiance. He gave me painkillers and looks after me because I got a headache. He even gave me a bag with Haribos. Bag of Haribos. Oh, pang-tastic. Pang-tastic? Fantastic. Tang-fastic is a Haribo flavor. I think that's cool. You ever gonna do vlogs on this channel? Nah. I mean, this would normally be kind of considered one, I suppose. Even though it's more of a Q&A. I don't know. It's a chill place. How excited are you to release Dot Dirt? I'm excited for the purpose of it just being off my shoulders. Once it's off my shoulders, then I can just sort of like figure out what I want to do next. I'm sure people are gonna like enjoy it. I'm sure there's a lot who are, but I can't tell the future. So we'll see about it, I guess. How long does it take for you to make a song? If I ever made if I started making more music, I'm pretty sure like I would normally spend like 2 days average if I was like really focused. If I wasn't too focused, probably about a few years. Again, time's relative, it depends. Sometimes I have a riff that I'm like, it doesn't work with the rest of it for me, so I'll wait until it does work, and then it goes out, and there we go. On a music hiatus, or did you quit fully? I think I already said this, that I was stepping away for now. For now is a very black and white term for... It's very concrete that, you know, it's whatever happens, happens. But as far as like returning to it, I just have to feel better. I just have to get the mojo. I have to feel it. And because it's really how you would interpret it after that. If you think me going, I just need a little bit longer, means to you, oh, that means he's done forever. Can't stop you from thinking that, even though it's false. The same way there's somebody who think, oh, that means he's definitely coming back. He's definitely. That's wrong too. It's really how the world happens. Even I don't know. I just know that by taking a break, figuratively in my mind right now, means that I've opened the possibility. It's not a completely locked door, you know? Yeah, you gotta be able to at least live and breathe and, you know, soak up the sun, soak up the sky, even the rain, for that matter. I cannot say that I absolutely despise music forever. That's not it at all. Of course, I listen to music whenever it happens on the radio, or maybe right now. I mean, if you can hear, lo-fi exists. I like music. It's here right now. It's part of our many soundtracks. It's part of the many games that we love, and a good compliment, so to speak. So I couldn't hate it. Creating it was a hassle. So if I have to remember when I first started out, obviously I liked it then. That's a fact. You know, I liked it enough then to be able to make something. So it was as if it was gone and unexistent. It just means that right now what I'm feeling is I remember a point where I was happy, or at least happy enough to do this, and now I'm at a point where I'm not. So we should focus on trying to rekindle or make peace with that past, knowing that it is there, and what we've learned now is something of a reflection and move forward. How we take it is the best thing. And I'm really happy to be able to look back now and think that was just a story. A roller coaster of a story that like paved into who I am today. And if I can take just little bits out, the starting points, the thing that people enjoyed, the music, the animation, the scripts, the editing, the personality, all that stuff. It's like, yeah, to handpick the best things and bring it with you. And for every mistake that happened, for everything that you encountered, for every trauma, for every disaster that happened, you look at where you are, you've learned from it, and you push that going forward. You don't use it for malice. You don't look at your past and think malice things. You sometimes have to open your thought to the fact that these things are quite happy with their lives. You know? Why would you want that? If you're here for the world acting as a better place for their own happiness, then surely you can't subject people to not having it. So, The fact that, you know, everybody else is spinning with their life, why do you have to stop? I think that was the big realization I had was, why stop? Just put your own brakes on. The world will keep doing its thing, it's whatever. And then your life will come back eventually. Dawn approaches autumn. Does that mean a single? As I've said, there's no single that's going to be released after the album. So, the album. It's a projected release date. You know, that's like the most realistic. But, yeah, I mean, the album's 100% complete. I use Dawn figuratively for, like, I mean, that's the name, like, part of the name of the album. So it's like, yeah, might as well, you know, make it metaphorical. It's like, well, it is dawn, really, isn't it? Like, the dawn of the album. It just goes out, like, yeah. Did you watch Godzilla vs. Kong already? No, but several have. And I've heard that it's so mind-bendingly stupid that it's good. Because that's what it was meant to be. It's meant to be just big, giant creatures fighting. Disregard the story. You've got like a big fucking dinosaur and a gorilla fighting each other. Sometimes it can just be stupid. It's okay. But I haven't seen it yet for myself. So yeah. Picture, what's on the background? I have the image say, well, yeah, about that picture. Well, what's on the background? Which picture do you mean? You mean that one? I have the image safe because Reddit. Picture. Is it that? Because that's the only picture I'm seeing on the screen right now. Have you started working on the medley? I haven't started working on it, but I've thought about it. And there's a foundation, actually. There's a foundation that I've made for it, so, no, for the Dawn of the Demetrix release. What? About that picture, well, what's... Oh! What's on the... Oh, okay, what's on the image? Just destruction. It's just general destruction. But it's like, obviously, you've got the Demetrix logo on there as well, and then the text. It's just general destruction. So, yeah. That sounds like every action movie ever. Ignore the plot and just watch cool things fight each other. Look, I'm just saying, if somebody's having a laugh, then it's whatever, really, isn't it? There's not going to be a reference sheet for the characters. Only I know what they're going to look like. And even then, I'm not even sure. But I've delved into their characteristics enough. I've got influence. It's all in here. Demetrix has something to do with Iris? Yeah, it's been public knowledge for a year. But yeah, Demetrix is definitely the other side. It's the man-made creation and not the natural. Is the Iris book still a thing? Not right now. I'm working on the album. Never say never, but my focus is purely on the song side right now and not the other stuff. Well, I've already said this. No, there won't be any more singles. The album will just come out whenever, and that'll be it. I've released 4 singles for this album. That should be enough. The rest is like 7 tracks. There's 7 extra tracks for you. So, you know, it's better that you have more to listen to on the day as opposed to like gradual increases, because then the big project just won't be enjoyed as much. So maybe we get some of the Bantamation animators to make little shorts. Nah, the problem with and I wouldn't even say it's a problem, is the fact that the Bantamation animators have a very wacky style. Iris isn't wacky. It's very... If I had to have it illustrated by anybody, it'd be the guys behind the Castlevania stuff on Netflix. It'd be those guys. Like, they have a way with making stylistic stuff so cool. I would go with those people if it ever had the opportunity to. And obviously Steel is wonderful at illustrating what we have So I'd like to think he has a place too. I'm happy there won't be any more singles. To be more fun when it comes out fully. For sure, for sure. Yeah, as a testament, like a lot of people are seeing, or saying at least, that they would prefer but prefer not to have singles and to have the whole album out and everything. As for the deluxe, it's not coming out the same time as the basic, but for a very, very good reason that I am not explaining, because if I explained it, it would give away several things. So it's up to interpretation at the end of the day, isn't it? But I cannot explain, and I wish I could, but then that would be sacrificing knowledge. That would mean everybody else would get it, and then it just wouldn't be a big deal anymore. But don't worry, the deluxe edition is not out of the equation, not like last time. I'm just doing things with that project. You'll figure it out in due time. When will the album be released? Projected season autumn. Projected. Doesn't mean it's like the factual release. Could be winter for all I care. Could be tomorrow. Nah. But basically around that time is pretty much the go-to. You listen to Queen? Not avidly, but if it's on the radio, I'll definitely like air guitar it. Or just air vocal it. Hello from Scotland. Hello! How you doing? Oh my god, yes. What else is there? I thought Brendan Fraser retired. Well, look at me now. I'm kidding. Well, this happens to me not a lot, but not rarely either. But at school, sometimes I'll just be sitting there on edge while I'm shaking. I'm just alert. It's usually a warning sign. It's usually a caution. I wouldn't call it sixth sense or anything, but you have this feeling, this uncertainty that something is going to affect you in some way. Considering it's school, it's probably like paying attention to knowledge, getting homework done, or realizing you're on a deadline crunch, or exams are coming up so you're nervous about it, or there's something outside that's affecting your learning capabilities inside. There's so many different warning signs it gives us, but what it tells us we should probably need to breathe for a bit before we get back into it. It's like going underwater enough times, and you have to hold your breath so long underwater that if you stay under there for too long, you're losing all your breath. So you have to sometimes come up to the shallow end and breathe, and then dive. Breathe and then dive. Breathe, dive, emerge, I think is one of the things. It's a natural reaction, so to speak, which is fine. Would I ever consider vinyls? Oh man, that'd be cool, wouldn't it? Like collector's edition vinyls. That'd be pretty sick. You can fit 11 tracks on a vinyl if you do like 2 sides, right? I think you can. Would you rather have all your music on YouTube or all on Spotify? See, the thing is, Spotify is where the real viewers are at. The consistent viewers are. But YouTube is how it even got to that place in the first place. So I think YouTube would be semi-default. It would be the place that I would go to, is if my music is on there. Then it would go on Spotify, because that would be the promotion. It's really hard to answer that. Because at the end of the day, like, if YouTube was gone, then Spotify exists. If Spotify exists, then YouTube's still around. So I think they're all essential. But I think with my current clientele, there's a lot of folks who wouldn't be able to use paid things like Spotify, iTunes, and all that, and can enjoy the freewillingness of a free video at their discretion through YouTube. So I guess for the audience's sake, I'd say YouTube would be the thing that I would stay. But suppose that was always up in the air. Do you like Hell of a Boss or Hazbin Hotel? I appreciate it. I don't know if I could consider it my ultimate cup of tea, but it's not bad either. Definitely not by a long shot. I don't know. Guess it's not my thing. Biobond from the album The Dawn of the Dimitrix. A lot of people are spelling Dimitrix wrong. It's Dimetrix, like dime tricks or something. Biobond from the album The Dawn of the Dimitrix. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. Oh. I mean, that's fair. We all have opinions. Yeah, we do. I'm on a boat. Look at me, motherfuckers. I'm on a motherfucking boat. Sorry, part 10. I think that's more referential than it being humorous, but... Really wanted to thank you for making Surveillance. It has remained my favorite Irish song from you. Don't get me wrong, I love them all. Everybody has a preference point. Hey, I'm glad Surveillance is a good one for you. Will you do anything else with music besides Dawn of the Dimitrix? For sure. I mean, never say never, right? I could say like, oh, I'm not doing it ever again. That'd be bullshit. Because like, it's obviously something that I enjoy doing, right? Why would I stop? It's just right now I need to take a break from it. I need to figure out how to enjoy it more again. It's possible. It's definitely more than possible to enjoy yourself. So I would wait out. What do you think about animations based on your songs? I've seen a few actually, like Flash Drive. Flash Drive had somebody who made a video for like Yellow, I think. I thought that was really cool, like seeing their take on something. Like it wasn't like the most perfect thing in the world, but like I think just seeing the passion and like it showed what they were thinking. I suppose was the point of the album. I suppose the point of music in general, the interpretation you get to hear it. I thought that was cool. I thought it was wicked sick. Do you like boats? I do like ships. Plague is my favorite single, but I have enjoyed Trojan as well. Nice. The ice is gone. Yeah, it's hot in here. It's very hot in here. No. Hope you're doing well. Huge inspiration. 2020 has been awesome for me because of people. Aw, I appreciate that. See, there's enough people who enjoy us for what we do. Focus on them. I'm definitely hoping that that's the thing I take from it, is that the world's going to keep spinning and I am making things for those who enjoy it. Don't have to digress on anything else after that. Have you scored any video games? Have I scored? I've totally scored in Tetris 99. I've scored real hard. I scored using a teaspoon. 17 teaspoons. Which is not even that fucking amazing, but still. Do you like ships, Hajime? Fuck, I mean, not Derek. I see Goliath's throne is mind-blowing. Plague also did a good job as well. Describes the feeling of the events that happen with our lives. I knew it meant something to me, and I suppose in a way, like, I put it out, and when people listen to it, it's like they could take something on themselves. I like interpretation when it's not harmless. Well, so when it's not harmful, sorry. When it's not harming somebody, I like the interpretation, which is nice. I'm into World War II era warships. What about you, Will? Do you have a favorite war story? Favorite war story. Someone called me a big fat meanie and I broke my leg. Kidding. I don't know. A war story. I suppose right now would be considered a war story. The 6 years that I've been working on this damn shit heap would be considered somewhat of a hellish playground, but not without its rises as well, you know. So I don't know. As far as ships though, I don't know. Anything from a battleship would be pretty sweet, so I guess anything from the World War era would be cool. But I also like cruise ships. I want to go on one. I'm sick of staying. I want a holiday. What's this? What did the transmissions on your Twitter mean? They are what they are. Give us a tune. See, what I did there was a note that only dogs could hear. I like the mother effing boat. Appreciate it. I think I've been on a boat once. It was fun. Yeah, I've been on boats before. Happy early Easter. Oh yeah, that's right. Easter's like soon. I still have an Easter egg. It broke! It's because it's warm. I sent you a friend request on Discord. Yeah, but like I'm only accepting friend requests from people in the Shanty server. I'm not accepting anybody else. That's just what I was going with. I really enjoy imagining elaborate music videos for Iris. I've thought of my own too. I've come up with my own interpretation for most of GT, but it's just in my head. Yeah, for sure, I get that. Easter is on Sunday. I don't have a well, you know what? That is an absolute lie. I do have a calendar. I just don't look at it. Well, even then, it doesn't even tell me like on the calendar where Easter belongs. I usually have to hear word from mouth of, oh, clocks are going back tomorrow. If I knew nothing, if I had no piece of information whatsoever from anybody, I wouldn't last. Because I'd wake up thinking, oh shit, I'm late for work. And then I'd be going to work and they'd be like, what are you doing? You're an hour early. I'm like, no information. What vocal exercises do you do? I don't. Sometimes I just find the key and then I go, all right, I'm ready. If you're into boats, then do you know of the Wellerman? Yeah, me and about nearly 50 to 60 others sung about it. What a funny person. I have a World of Warcraft calendar that tells me all the important events and such. Damn. That's pretty cool. Warcraft is a cool thing. I suppose one way you could say Will is Billy. I prefer Will, honestly. What's your favorite voice acting to do? Oh god, I don't know. The easiest ones I find to do are usually the ones with the higher range. The one that make you sound like a little bit of a puss. They're the easiest ones. Oh, this one, the great and valiant, powerful, I will fight and never surrender kind of people. So, there you go. Did you hear about the Blade Runner animated series on HBO Max? No, I did not. Are those Christmas lights in the background? Where? Oh! You mean these? Yes. Is that why I've been getting bad luck? I thought it was just trees. I thought you just take your tree down. Huh. Because if you changed it, if you turned it on, and you break everything around you in the process. Yeah, there they are. They're Christmas lights. I should probably take them down now. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take them down now. Bit of blue tack on here. I'll put them in the garage later. I'll put them in the garage a little later. Shit! I keep forgetting to take them down. But it doesn't matter because, I don't know, something will probably go along there anyway, like when Halloween comes or Christmas comes anyway. I could have wrote it out for the whole year to see if it was really a myth or not. It's Christmas. It's a Merry Chrysler. No, I'm not gonna do an album preview of every song. I'm not gonna do that. I already did like morphed stuff and that's it, really. You will see the album when it releases and that will be that. I just have a Nintendo calendar bought with my Nintendo points. Ah. I saw a Will plushie. Oh yeah. It's not even mine. That's the thing. I think this is Laurie's, one of our housemates. She just left it in here. But yes, this is the plushie. I still hold it. It's here. If anybody wants to collect their child. What is the highest note you've ever done? A very high B flat. Or a B. A very high B or a very high C. I think. If you've heard, what is it? Path of Genocide, the last scream that I do, that really high one. Like, think a tone and a half above that. So, around the high C of that one. Can you make a remaster if we go under? Yeah, we'll see. If you were to dye your hair again, what color would you dye it? I'm not gonna do it. Well, the only way that I'd ever do it is kind of like, I would turn on everything like sort of a brownie color and then highlight blonde around like the whole top of this bit and then like have it brown going down. Or I would have it like sort of seeded through. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I don't imagine doing it. I think the hair that I've got's alright. So we'll see. What are your thoughts on Mario's death? Oh, you mean Mario Bros 35? I was sad because I wanted to see it. Not see it. I wanted to keep playing, but because I already got first place. But I just wanted to play it more, and then I realized, oh no, Mario died today. So I went on. I was like, no, he died. But then he came back to life, so it's all good. There is no God, there is only Corgi, our Lord and Savior. But then you've essentially made a God. So there is technically a God by making one. What was your natural hair color you've dyed? You've dyed your hair so much I've gotten confused. Blonde, natural blonde, mousy blonde, so to speak. I am getting notifications out of the wazoo. Streaming at half 8, so if you hear screaming, I'm sorry, what do you mean it's not normal? Yeah, anyway. When I live on my own or when I get a bigger space, I think I'll get one of those biology skeletons and decorate them for different times of the year. I think that'd be funny, and I like skeletons. That's one way to pass your time. Like, you don't need a tree then. You just got like a skeleton that kind of like... You could probably mask it with lots of Kinects or fucking like the equivalent to Lego blocks or Playmobil shit. You could probably put Play-Doh on the skeleton and like give it like some skin or muscle mesh. For Halloween, you can turn it into a zombie, if anything, like a really meshed up zombie. Like, it depends how creative you want to go, I suppose. That's something. I was more excited for Mario 3D World port than the 3D All-Stars. Yeah, I suppose so. What's poppin'? Hello. I'm popping. But it's okay, I stitched them all up and now I'm inflating again. Can we see Axel or Iris? Unfortunately, I'm not in the same room. This is the office. The bedroom is where I would normally... Maybe down the line, I'll probably do like a drawing stream or something where I would be in my bedroom. So you could like see a little bit of Iris and Axel whenever. But yeah, that's the thing. Wanted to know that you've been really helping me out over the last couple of months. Listening to your music and watching your content has been a blessing for me. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Appreciate. Excuse me. Would Will have an alter ego? I don't know what an alter ego is. Is it like a different personality? Like... See, the personality that I have is not so much edgelord, not so much happy-go-lucky. It's a medium ground. So I suppose the alter ego would be like not edgier, not happier. It would just be like an overabundance of the chaotic emotion that I have. So there's a lot of happiness and a lot of despair. So it's like there's a lot going on. That would I think would be my alter ego. Like I'm very much very much gray area already, so it'd just be an expansion of that, like the reverse, if that was what an alter ego implies. What advice would you tell a guy starting to learn electric guitar? Take guitar lessons, because I ain't the person to ask about it. Honestly, I'm not the best. We used to have a Biobond image thing like logo with two face things that was scrapped and changed for the song. Like the logo still like it exists, it's around, but what it was originally like the name Biobond, what it was made for before I even thought about this beast was it was like a games dev thing, but then I was only shooting for it to be like, ooh, I'd like to make a game, I'd like to, but then I realized how expensive that shit is. If you want a good game as well, like it's expensive as balls, and I ain't no game dev, so I had to wait out for a while, and I was like, well, I want to use that name at one point or another, and maybe the design of it. So I was like, yes, maybe we could make Biobond something else later down the line. Wouldn't you know it, I ended up just having like one of the worst days of my life, and I regurgitated bottled up emotions, and it just all there it is. I was like, okay, well, I don't necessarily have to abandon the logo either. So I think that was also seen in the Biobond Morse code video that I made. You could see the logo near the very end, I think. So it still matters. So you swap from Beyond Ether to Biobond initially. I went through so many different names because nothing was concrete. I think in a way I was kind of like, I'm happy for the semi-transparency, because what it teaches people, and if not from me, but how they treat the future, is exactly what creative processes go through. Whether you disagree with a decision or not is entirely bullshit. It means absolutely nothing. I think that's the point of my transparency, is it means nothing deep down. And all it represents is that everybody has a way of changing ideas far more than you'd ever imagine. And you see some of the behind the scenes clips of people in documentaries for movies, all that stuff. You see all of it happen. I think it's important that I got to show that bit of transparency and change. Whether it was for the right or wrong, it doesn't matter. It's bull, because it's demonstrating the fact that things can change from the creator's perspective, which I think in turn allows people to listen to that, look at that, and go, maybe me changing stuff around quite a bit to get the right thing isn't such a bad thing after all. You know? Because we oftentimes release something, it goes out there, if we've not spent time thinking about it, there's a lot that we can regret. And it's those lessons that we have to go forward from. Everybody has their own work process, but for me, I was happy with that. That drastic change. I was open to the idea of people seeing how a creator changes their mind, how they're able to kind of like throw things off and anticipate that at least there's nothing worth getting upset about. It's what else happens. The new stuff happens. It's like, oh, this is new. Whoa, the surprise factor. From a viewer's perspective to a creator's perspective, it's always very different all around. Can you tell a best top 5 of your songs? Nah, I'm not good at that. What's this about? Let's see. Scarby pre-base contact? No. You're wrong. I actually don't use that. I don't use that at all. You should try out SCP Containment Breach for a Let's Play of it. Oh, you remember I did, I think I did like not an Unreal. Yeah, an Unreal Engine, thing. Like a fan-made one. It was part of like a 2 games, 1 video thing. I can't remember. No, it's not that either. It's not that base either. Sorry. I'm an animation student first year. I'd like to imagine one day to make an Iris fan animation just for fun. To thank Will for the amazing content he does. Oh, I appreciate that. No, I don't know if it was a Unity remake. Was it a Unity? It had a U at the end. It had the U at the end. My mind is blown. What? Hopefully all my friend requests and DMs from people in the Shanty server hasn't become a not. Oh, you sent a request from the Shanty server? Did you? Yes, you did. You are added, friendo. Yay. Found you. Oh, and you were in the Shanty time as well. Like, yeah. I get it. I get it. I'm seeing it. Phantom Reaper, yes. Yeah, there we go. Because the only other version of Containment Breach I know is a Unity remake. Probably. Yeah. Yeah, if that's the case, then yeah. Did you watch the Red vs. Blue machine? Yeah, I did. I watched it a long while ago. Yeah, but like, why do you need to know? Like that's the thing. What's the use of it, really? You know? What's the use in figuring out every single piece of information that a creator uses? You know? Wouldn't you be happier like finding out your own ones? You know? Like everybody has that foundation of base at one point, but wherever it comes from is like completely different. I can tell you right now that people like Jonathan Young are probably using so many different VSTs that far surpass mine. Why does nobody go and research them? It's just a general thing that I've observed is like, I ain't the oracle here. In fact, I'm far from it. There's like so many who are better, but you know, why? But it never gets answered. So I guess I have to go with the fact that it's monopoly. So it's whatever. $1 from Danny. Hope you're good, man. Here's a little support. Much love, mate. Hope this virus is over. When this virus is over, will be over, and I can meet you in Insomnia. Oh yeah, that'd be nice. Going to Insomnia. I want to go to Insomnia again. I do miss it there. So that means a lot. Real Lunatic, $5. Hey, US money go. Appreciate it. Acton Reed, $4.99 for super chat. Hope you're mentally well and having a good day. I'm doing well. You know, I'm in a limbo. You know, I'm chill, I'm mellow, relaxed. I'm happy. So yeah. It's all cool. You're incredibly talented. Your VSTs don't define your skills. Yeah, exactly. I mean, they certainly help, but again, everybody engineers a different VST a very different way. Case in point, I ain't the only creator with like a well-rounded VST range. There's so many people who have it. I reckon it's super important to see that people expand and find new things. Because I'll tell you this, like, there's expensive equipment that I have right now that wouldn't be your ideal equipment to use. Because there are actually cheaper alternatives that do the job even better. Which is my point here, is like the more you spend on following one principle is the more you're going to kind of make your own errors, because everybody engineers things so differently, you know? It's all in the mind. You just got to be able to expand it. That's all. And I do that with the pretense of going like, hey, if people actually want to get better, then I'm going to tell you how to get better. Like, I don't think that's bad knowledge by any means. I think that's great knowledge. You should be able to expand your mind, you know? And just like that with a ding. What was that? Oh, it's a super chat. How did you start with the idea of Iris? Thank you for that. How did I start with it? I remember I was making Heart of an Artist. Just the singles. I didn't really have anything to do with Iris as a whole yet. But I remember what inspired me was some attractions at Alton Towers, the Oblivion and the Smiler. But then like a bunch of other, I was into roller coasters and their backstories a lot, so I would usually focus on those. And then I turned it into what it was at the beginning, which was like this social experiment, a storytelling social experiment. It ain't a real one. But it turned into that, and then it started turning into what Goliath's Throne was, and then it just expanded from there. Small place, big growth. Hello, Morrow. Still salty about yesterday, by the way. Yeah, it's because I woke up. I woke up just like, I can't believe he did that. Still can't believe it. How you doing, man? How you doing? You bloody ooh. You ooh. I'm so sorry in advance. Did I start a bird train? I don't know. Did you? I think so. Sorry, I just got a few DMs. It's all good. I'll be able to respond to these DMs in due course. Once I finish the stream, I'll be able to answer them. Will there be a second episode of reacting to old songs? If you watch the Friday Night Funkin' video that I did, so the issue here is when I said the Friday Night Funkin' one, I also said the only thing you'd be getting for the next 45 minutes is me going, I kind of liked it, but wish it could have been better. I kind of liked it, wish it could have been better. I'm kind of liking this, still wish it could be better. Boring. That's the only thing you'd hear. And I tried adding little bits of trivia in there, but it's things that people just know already, and it was boring. And I was like, and also when I previously recorded it, my audio stopped working, so it's just the DSLR output, which wouldn't make for a professional video, and I only want to put out material that works. And so I was just like, maybe it's better if I just like, because it was fan curated too, the Friday Night Funkin' one. It was like something that was fan curated as opposed to my personal perspective. Because if it was my personal perspective, then it would be like all the songs that people didn't listen to. Because that's my perspective. I prefer the songs that people didn't listen to, as opposed to the ones that really got out there too early. But yeah, I'm scared. What was you? Okay, I'm gonna tell you of like two things. I got pranked twice yesterday. So Morrow is in the chat right now. He pranked me once yesterday. But Chris pranked me, my best friend. The only one who could really get away with pranking aside from like anybody who knows me in personal quarters. Chris is the ultimate. So he was going to post a tweet with a preview of Biobond. And I panicked. So, because I was like, no, you can't do that. You cannot do that. No, by any means. No, you can't show that to people. No, you can't do that. And he's like, calm down. I'm not going to show it. I'll remove it. But do you want to see the link anyway? And I was like, yeah, sure. What does the link direct me to? The link directed to a Rickroll. I got Rickrolled by Chris. But I didn't know that part because I thought, oh yeah, so your plan was to Rickroll everybody else. I feel you. Well done. You're going to Rickroll everybody. Nice. And Chris turns around and goes, what if I did all of this just to get you to click that link? He fooled me. He double whammied me 3 times. I panicked. I got scared. I mean, I was hoping that at least Chris would be able to be like, you know, how a friend would normally be, which is like, it's no big deal, you know, it's not the end of the world, which is great because he's the kind of friend who would do that as well. Like, he's grounded me a lot, he's helped me a lot, a hell of a lot to keep this standard, but he knows that I kind of want to, like, you know, keep it under wraps until stuff. So I don't know why I fucking fell for it. Maybe because he's managing the DA Games official Twitter, and he just knows how to pull my strings, so it's like, oh, don't you dare, oh. And so I got fucking Rickrolled. He played it out as in a 3-way double whammy. It was the fucking worst. But I remember laughing at the end of it, so he's just a friend. What a good friend. Exactly. You know, I could tolerate that from a friend, you know? I could tolerate that from a friend. I couldn't tolerate that from a stranger. But a friend gets me. What synth you use in 20 and 90% song? I can't even remember. You're just gonna have to like make your own VSTs and stuff. It's all good. Gotta pop off, mates. Have work in less than half an hour later. See you later, Brian. See you later. Have you heard of the new Guardian Sessions app? August Burns Red. No, I don't know August Burns Red. I don't listen to them often. What is your inspiration for Horizons? I don't know. I ended up having like Sixth Sense about apocalypse worlds, like dystopia worlds. And at that point, like when I was writing the song, I knew Division had came out, Tom Clancy's Division. I was like, oh, this works. So then I just put it towards that. It was like, yeah. Who's your favorite musician? It's hard to tell. I mean, I love Adam Dukovic from Killswitch. Singer-wise, I love all sorts of people. I love Howard Jones of Killswitch Engage and now Light the Torch. I love Jesse Leach of Killswitch. Love Serge Tankian, Benjamin Burnley of Breaking Benjamin, David Draymond from Disturbed, Matt Heafy from Trivium. I think it's Ivan from Five Finger Death Punch. Ivan Moody, yeah, from Five Finger Death Punch. Amy Lee. Yeah. Haley Williams as well is a great one. I'm not revealing my bass. What? Not revealing my VSTs. What you what? Come on, guys. I think the lesson that I'm trying to teach y'all here is find your own. Make your own sound. If you already got to the point where you thought it was very similar, then what's the point? You've already found the sound that's nice to you, you know? Why don't you just live your lives, you know? I just don't get it. I don't understand it. Probably never will, but I suppose it's that. Aren't you telling them how I pranked you? Okay, yeah, I can tell you. Okay, now that I got it. So Morrow pranked me. Because he's an animator for Bantamation for us. He's been wonderful with us. He's been fantastic. Yesterday, am I okay with reading out the actual thing that you said? I'm not going to show it, but like am I alright to just paraphrase, not paraphrase it so much, but more just speak it out? Just to give an idea. Just for the instrumental covers. Yeah, but like if you already found a sound that you're comfortable with, then like it doesn't need to be exact. You know, that's the thing. I think the fact that there's a celebration and appreciation of it is all that matters. I mean, you don't have to get the 100% completely accurate instrumental. As long, I mean, even then, you might even use better tools at that point. You might just use better. It might just be there, and it's like, yeah, there you go. You know, you might as well just find your own sound, because that's more admirable than trying to just stick to the exact. You want to try and maybe spice it up. You know, it's always important that people spread their wings when they do such a thing. Because I've always loved. Yeah, they're covers after all. It's supposed to be song and your style combined. Yeah, exactly. Like, I gotta feel like that's the way to go. What is the process of writing a new song, says Jose, $1.99. The process is... Oh boy, I feel something. What rhymes with that? That's like writing lyrics, I suppose. But the other way is, I feel something. And I guess I feel something about this melody. Maybe I don't like it that much. I'll just look. Oh, wait. When I like it, I like this melody. And I'm going to sleep on it. And then I sleep on it, I wake up. And it'll either be of two things. Why is that melody still stuck in my head? That means I'm onto something. Or, what was that melody again? Which probably wasn't worth fretting over. That's my process. And then I'll get to writing it and all that shit, you know? Yeah, that's because with every VST that I don't even use the default FL stuff anymore. It's all pretty much third party. But also, the VSTs that I do use, I drastically alter them and change them because I know the science is behind them. I'm not spending rifflessly days and days. I know the science around certain things, so I'm constantly curating and changing different things with certain VSTs, and then it'll craft its own way in. So the lesson in that is, again, doesn't matter what VST you use, you'll get a sound that's yours. There is always a way to emulate your own way. And I think that's more special than copying someone else's. Do you write lyrics or instrumentals first? Oftentimes it's a combination of both. So I'll like do the chorus first. So I'll do the instrumental and then sing over it. But I suppose that's already answered it. I suppose really is like the instrumental first. Even if it's just like the small piece of the song, it is the instrumental first, then the vocals. And then, you know, if I've got a rough idea, I'll probably write stuff out in my head. So it's just what it is. What is your favorite Monster Energy drink flavor? The standard. The standard flavor. Though I'll say the mango one's nice. I like the mango flavor too. How long have I been streaming for? Oh, 2 hours and... Oh my god. I said an hour and a half of streaming an hour ago. Doesn't even feel that long. It's crazy, right? Yeah, but like, who gives a fuck? Really? I mean, like, that's like old material, old school shit. I mean, the fact that I'm able to use like most of my splice directory and use a lot of the different tools and out there, I just feel like that's the whole point, is I am expanding and doing better things. I mean, I wouldn't say that's funny, I'd say that's progressful, you know? That's so true. The original Monster is easily the best. Well, yeah, I mean, especially if you've been introduced to the first one, like the main one first, you sort of, everything when you get introduced to the first thing is like, you get that taste, you know, implanted in your head, and anything different is like, huh, I don't really like this. And that is kind of my conundrum at the moment, aside from mango. Mango is a nice one for me. I like that one. Usually find them in airports. But I don't know. I'm always going to stay loyal to the original one. I think it's just, yeah, the normal Monster's fine. Not to say the rest of them are bad at all. Ever tried Relentless? Okay, Relentless was the thing that Monster took over. I was drinking many different kinds of ones to try and see which one I would like, and Red Bull didn't agree with me. Relentless tasted like copper eventually. It was something that I used to drink and I got an addiction to, but then it started tasting like copper to me. And then I found this, which was like, it was the juice that I wanted that was lacking from it. Yeah. It's like, yeah. Have you ever used a VST that was recommended to you? I've used so many different VSTs recommended by like so many different musicians. CG5 told him about Serum. No, Genuine Music told me about Serum. CG5 was just like a bystander. I was just like, hey, can recommend it. It's pretty cool. But then like, I think Genuine Music, he was like speaking about thousands and thousands of different VSTs because he uses thousands and thousands. And he was like, for starters, I think, you know, it'd be great, but like you can expand even further eventually. You can even mess around with all things, but you find the right sound eventually for you. And then you just go along with it. And I'm like, that's the best advice that I've been given, is just you find the sound for you. And it doesn't matter which one you choose, you end up finding it anyway. So that's the lesson that I've been teaching to everyone else. It's why I don't give my stuff away. It's like, if you do enough research yourself, like, you can find your own way of getting your own sound. And I think that's what separates musicians in the algorithm, is sounding like something else in a good way. Do you have any advice about writing on fleshing out villains? No. Not really. I mean, it's funny. Most people, when they write a villain out, they start with the origin. How did they turn that way? You know, what happened to them? And you can only really find out about that if you've ever like witnessed your own betrayal. Because let's face it, there's always something in our minds that gives us a little bit of, you know, oh, I've been betrayed, I've been hurt, I've been this, blah, blah, blah. And there's a little bit in the back of your head that makes you wish you could just unleash havoc on the world. Not like you would, but there's always a guilty thought, always happens. But then, you know, you just unleash that. You know, because a villain has no contrarian belief. He has no empathy. He's done the thing as he's done. Holy shit. Pancake Bro with Ty with the $50. You're a pancake, bro. That's cool. Here's some money. I hope you're doing well. You're my favorite YouTuber and a huge inspiration for me in creative passions like drawings and doodling. I really like drawing while listening to your Let's Plays and music and even bantimations. Thank you. Thank you very much. I love it. I love it. I love it. I appreciate you. I appreciate every single one of you, you know? You have your lives. You have your means. I think a lot of you are very, like... A lot of people in the world are very misguided. I feel like there's a way through it with your own tribulations and your own challenges. And I'm here to give you all of that. That wisdom to be able to kind of move forward with it. And is it gospel? I wouldn't know. I'm just a human just like all of you on the rest of this planet. That's all I am. With my own contrarian. But that's what matters. You find your life. You find what makes you special. I'd like to think that people find that in themselves eventually. As long as it isn't hurting anybody and as long as it isn't ripping their life to shreds, I think, you know, the world can keep spinning. That's it. When I write a villain, I first decide if they're going to be fun like Aku, tragic like Vader, warlord like Megatron, or corrupt like some evil politician. They're like base frames, I suppose. Like, yeah, I mean, the villain dialogue has been exhausted. That it's very, very hard to find one with a very unique stance. I'll say that much. But it's how they do it that I think is the different one. It's what they use to do it, where it came from using it, why it happens. Yeah. Mia Arazuga know the flashbacks. Oh yeah. I don't know why it affects people so much. It's only a game. Why you have to be mad? No, I get it. I think it's all jokes. You think you'll remake more of your older songs? Maybe. Never say never. Is there a possibility of you making more Dia game songs where you come back to music? Yeah, I mean, there's a possibility. How big that possibility is beyond me. I have no idea, but yeah, there's a little grain in the sand of possibility of me being able to do it again. How to make a villain? Make him look like a villain. You gotta make him frown. You know? You wanna make him, like, just anger. Do you know the Miracle of Sound? Yeah, I know the Miracle of Sound. I haven't heard him in a while, though. Like, I hope he's doing alright. Because I know E.T. puts a lot of passion into his material. I remember we like, spoke a long while ago. And I'm still yet to meet him in person. He's such a cool guy. Turned 18 last week. Just wanted to say that I've been enjoying your music since the summer of 2018, which is when I found out FNAF lore existed. Fair enough. I appreciate that. Hey, I'm glad you're here. Will you play Security Breach on the channel? Yeah, I'm gonna play it. I like the game. Like, I like the look of it. And, you know, graphics aside, you know you're gonna buy it anyway. You know it's piqued your interest already if you know you were waiting for the game. So you're gonna buy it anyway and play it, and it's gonna be fun. And you're gonna have a blast. You're gonna go away with your beliefs, and it's gonna be life continues. And there's always that possibility of, well, this game is just absolute garbage. I am never paying attention to FNAF ever again. They announce a new game, but maybe just this one extra time. It's gonna be a thing. I'm about to turn 17 next week. Damn, son. Are you gonna do a part 2? No, I'm not. Which FNAF game is your favorite? Ooh, now that's a tough one. Help Wanted was great, but can you call that like its own thing? Can you say that's your favorite without saying that the other games were your favorites? Because I mean, the way that they executed it was great, but I you know, obviously that means I have to appreciate everything else about it, which is like the celebration of the franchise. But as far as like between 1 and 4 and 1 and Sister Location, I think 4 knocked it out of the park in terms of horror. It was the way the horror was supposed to be. But again, that's all interpretive at the end of the day. Sister Location felt a little There were some parts that were pretty chaotic, but most of it just felt very humorous, I'd say, which got me through it a lot easier. It was like very humorous. Pizzeria Simulator was a big fucking twist. An Ultimate Custom Night was just a challenge. Help Wanted was super great. The VR experience really made it even far the scariest part for me in that game. I'm super excited for Help Wanted. No, Security Breach. Well, I was excited about Help Wanted, and now it's out. And now I'm excited for Security Breach. See you later, Morrow. It's been nice having you in the chat. Have a good one, sir. Have you ever thought about making your own game? Yeah, there's been thoughts about what I've wanted to make for a long time. Or been into game designing. I took a game design course, or a games development course, but it only really focused on the business side of it. I wish we'd have been taught a little more about the visuals, because we only got the base frame. What would I say other than that? Yeah, I've had loads of ideas for games. I think that me and Dex down the line, we've been talking about making a game together, like a rhythm-esque based game. Maybe. So, I mean, we'll see about that. Listen to any podcasts. Not any new ones. Sometimes I go back and listen to the Ricky Gervais show podcasts and stuff. That was kind of cool. My favorite FNAF game is the 4th one. Yeah. I'm not saying what I'm using. Come on, I've already told you. I'm not saying. Why do you have... Like, I've said it. That should have been the end of it. Come on now. I don't have to always express everything. It's just the way it is. Are you planning to play any more visual novels after Danganronpa? That's a choice that because it did open me up to a lot of visual novel aspects, but I don't know, it has to be pretty damn convincing, pretty damn interesting for me to do it, because I think Danganronpa's just taking the cake right now. I might have been spoiled so early. Who knows? I just started a Twitch channel. Any suggestions on what games I should stream first? Well, no, because you should play a game that you enjoy playing, first and foremost. If you're looking for the trend, then just look at what the most trending game is. But just be prepared, because your first experience is never going to be the best experience. So you want to try and just start playing games that you enjoy doing until you can build up an audience and stuff, which can take forever and ever. But, you know, you build up something of a stable fan base. You get to learn your mistakes and all of that. I don't have much I can really offer other than just have fun right now. That's your main goal. You should have fun with it. Maybe you could talk to Dex about making an actual Jaws of Dawn game. Oh, God. Maybe. I mean, that's, again, I've had so many ideas that, like, are so unrealistic. But I think it's important that you make unrealistic expectations for yourself. To know what an unrealistic expectation is. Like, once you make it and you feel it, I think it's important that you know that, so you know what your baseline is. And then eventually working yourself to be able to get to that previously perceived unexpectation. You can get that to be an expectation eventually. It's just a time thing. But you have to make your own journey. You can't follow the others. You have to make your own. Have you watched JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, the anime? No. And no, the only Dio that I know is Ronnie James Dio. The only one that matters is the Ronnie James Dio. What's your favorite FNAF fan game? Oh, favorite FNAF fan game. God, that's tough. Because there's been quite a few awesome ones. But I can't remember their names. Shit, I really don't know. There's a lot of them. I mean, Flumpty stands out. So I guess that one. Yeah. The duo for Star Wars is okay too. Favorite Game Grumps animated. Oh god, I hate these questions. The Grumps are great. I don't know. I don't know, there's so many different ones. I guess one that stands out. to me is the most recent one. It was like the Power Hour one. I'm not answering any more questions related to them. You're gonna have to move on with the rest. Have you ever met your favorite YouTuber? Have I? No, because that always changes. Yes, I've met a few. I'd be a lie. I've met quite a lot. Yeah, I've met him. I've met him. I've met so many. I've met like Tomska, Ed's World, rest his soul, Harry Partridge, One Shot. I've met all the musicians that are in our circle. Met a lot of the Let's Player friends. I suppose like the main end goal would be the Grumps. That would be kind of like it. They'd be like, yeah, I think that would be the point where I'm happy to say I'm okay. I still remember the local meme of my friend about Ronnie. When Dio was standing with his sword in the most ridiculous position with a camera zooming in his face, was spammed in jokes to hell. Do you like Mark? Well, of course I like Markiplier. Is he my favorite? I don't know. I guess my reaction to him whenever I watch him is that I laugh. So I guess in a way he could be, yeah. I just never thought about it that way. Yeah, when the Grumps came to Insomnia, that was really cool. F is dedicated to a thing happening, not a person. So I suppose like if you stubbed your toe, you would sing F. If you fell down the stairs, you'd sing F. If you like walked outside without a coat on and it's completely raining, then you'd say F. But like that would be like completely subjective. So I guess in a way a lot of people have been using the song very wrong. Again, subjectively. What's your favorite horror game? Because mine's Dark Deception. My favorite horror game is Resident Evil 7 or anything from Silent Hill. They're my favorite horror games. And Outlast, I suppose. Yes. Do you ever watch Who Killed Markiplier? Yeah, I watched that. Were your songs ever on radio? I don't know, actually. I don't think curated. If it ever was on radio, then they never asked me. They never told me. But maybe it was a request, or maybe they thought they had the license for it, or maybe it wasn't even like a proper radio. It was like the speakers in your car. Or like maybe it was your school and you were kind of like, you had control of like requesting a song for the school and you got to put it on. Don't know. I've heard so many stories about, like, I've actually seen cars go by with some of my music on. So that was very surreal. So you're saying that you say to your stairs that he has a tiny penis? Yeah, my stairs have a tiny penis. They do. I got a small dick. You know, my doorknob has a small dick. The Rain's a cock. You're a cock, Rain. Anyway. Yeah, the Martha Hive on the new Blood Spotify playlist. Yes, Spotify curated Martha Hive into an official playlist, which was really cool. I was so happy about that. And if that's the only bit of light that I get at the end of it, I can say I'm alright. My daughter has actually been told she can't keep requesting my songs in class. Probably because they're profane. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe the teacher's just like, he never responded to my donation, and now I hate his music. I don't know. I have no idea. But I can say that my music is not exactly like the most child-friendly. So I guess it makes sense. So I guess, it's okay to just, you know, you got your own personal lives. You can do it there. What did I return to, Will? You returned to me shouting at the sky. Isn't it illegal to play music on the radio without the creator's permission? I think so. Although I think the main premise would be, I mean, it's a bit disrespectful to not at least approach the person. Which is why if it's ever been done, then I'd never heard of it. So I can only go under the impression that it's not happened. I can only suppose that that's it. Okay, so you're not the king of Tetris. How about king of Bendy? No. I'm not the king of Bendy either. I'm the jester. I'm happy to be the jester. That's about as far as I'll go. Stretching prince. Stretching. Definitely couldn't call myself a king. Oh god. Running out of time, I'm out of here. No worries. Actually, speaking of time. Yeah, 2 hours and 45 I've gone. I might end soon. Can you describe the taste of Monster? Okay, so it's like a citrusy kind of like semi-citrusy, semi-fizz. It's not exactly tango, but it has... It's funny. You would look at this can and it would taste the same. You would look at the color scheme and you'd think, this is the color scheme. This taste is the color scheme. But it's fizzy too. It dilutes pretty quickly though, so I would get through it in an instant. It's better when drunk cold. And also, I don't know. It's got a real kick to it. But the only way I could describe the taste is like, it's exactly what the color scheme implies. You would drink it and go, yeah, it looks as it tastes. So I take that as you will, I guess. Yeah, I mean, it does have, yeah, that's why I say, like, it does have that kind of tango flair to it. Like, it's got that citrusy flavor to it and it's fizzy. But it's also not too. It's like, it's very different in its own right. But it does remind you of that citrusy, fizzy flavor that comes from tango. So I suppose the closest drink you could affiliate, if you put tango, the citrusiness of tango, the fizz from a Relentless, and the kick from a Red Bull. Put it all together, and then you've got Monster. That's just my take. It tastes green even though it looks like piss. Alright, yeah. It's like Tango Apple, but more fizzy. Oh yeah, Tango Apple's a thing, isn't it? It's such a weird... Yeah, it's a weird taste. I know that there's different flavors of Tango, because if you go to a Five Guys, there's usually like a Coke dispenser that has like all the different flavors of Coke and all the different flavors of like Fanta or Tango or all of that. And I usually go for just like a Coke, but every now and then I'll go for like a Fanta. I miss Tango Apple. You can still get it, right? Can't you? Can you not get it? Or maybe have it imported through Amazon? What's your favorite voice acting gig you ever did? It has to be from If Undertale is Realistic. Most of the things done by Smash Bits, I think, were my favorite ones. Even then, Bantamation, it's funny because it's still in my domain, but it's Dex's project. So I'd say some of my favorites were probably from Dex's newer stuff too. Like the Sonic Forces parody. I loved voicing in that one. Yeah, I thought so. Do you like Dr. Pepper? You know, I don't really have that many fond memories of Dr. Pepper. But then again, the last time I drank Dr. Pepper was years and years and years ago. My taste buds might have changed. Just to prove that theory, I think the next time I order a delivery, I think I'll get Dr. Pepper on the side. See what that's like. I'm hearing noises from the other room. If you could hear that too, I'm sorry. I think it's Laurie playing Binding of Isaac and failing. Or there's a realization. I don't know. I don't fucking know. Anyway, Heard of a band called Swans? No, I haven't. About 75% of the discography is a masterpiece. That was always subjective. But if you say so, like, that must be a great influence band for you. Usually, yeah, I'd say, like, if you're in the server, I'd just recommend putting it in the music chat and all that. And then I would always go through every day. I'd check through and be like, hey, that's a song. That is a song right there, yes. Dr. Pepper tastes weird. I suppose so. She died. Yeah. Oh, she's streaming too. Maybe I should stop then. I've been on for long. What's the inspiration for the Mother Hive design-wise? What's the inspiration for it? I need to pull it up again. Because I don't want to look behind me. It's a bit dark at the moment. So, isn't that funny? I just realized, at the beginning of this stream, there was sun coming through. It's completely dark now. What happened? What the fuck? Okay. Disregarding the fact I can't pay attention to the day. I need to have a look at Mother Hive for a second to see what that looks like. Right, so yeah, basically, I wanted a creature. It was in the moment that I was thinking of a giant-ass creature that would take over. And something very parasitic, but one that also kind of makes sense for its light. I wanted to take a creature and reverse its effect, you know? So, with a creature like Mother Hive, being a moth, built up of so many several ones, it makes up this giant mother creature. But its effect is very different, whether it doesn't go searching for light, it absorbs light and also projects light. In a way that, like, that light is the very thing that allows the spirits to even be eatable and consumable, and that gets sucked in as their resource. The souls end up becoming the fuel for that light, which gets projected as one of its many attacks, the many ways that it can keep itself defensible. So, I suppose that was the whole idea behind Mother Hive was that. I suppose the design afterwards is just a case of, like, what would I do with dark matter? And I've seen many fantasies where you'd see like millions and millions of things making up one thing. That is essentially our DNA. Millions and millions of different particles to make up what we are right now. So I thought of that in Mother Hive specifically. So yeah, just the fact that it all came together, interchangeable. Could morph around with the science. I thought it was fun. You know, so it was deep, it was dark, it was obviously a vent. It was a way to get it out, but it created something that people really enjoy. I can't wait to talk about the Mother Hive further in the future, I suppose. That'd be nice. Well, yeah, there were some slight influences of Eldritch material. Especially since when you think of, I mean, Eldritch is a great example, but even then, it's not even totally Eldritch. It's missing a lot of things that would make it a very Eldritch thing anyway, but it does harken back an inspiration. So I remember going to Steel, I'm just like, I would like a creature that kind of like, he was already, yeah, so very Eldritch. I was like, yes, but I don't want to harken too far into something that has an influence specifically from Eldritch. I want to focus on something that we can create that looks a little more abominative, a little deeper and more personal. So when we started working on it, then yeah, after like a month or two of figuring it all out, we ended up getting the album art as it was, and yeah, we got the beast. That's how it came out. Any advice on someone going to high school for the first time after being stuck online? Be prepared that there's no lag. Be prepared that there'll be countering beliefs and opinions. Be aware that I think the first thing you're going to hear is, okay, I know it was very difficult inside. I know it's very different, but we're back now, so things should get back to normal. And expect that it might take a little bit to get used to again. I say a little bit because it'll get better.
but better happens at least after the chaos. There's a little bit of time that you need to get used to things again, and you will get used to them again. I think just knowing that you'll get used to it again is the thing that you can go in with. That'll help you out. If Mother Hive would appear in our world, you think we could defeat it? Yeah, I think you could. It's not impossible. It's just the thing that, like, the Mother Hive is very smart. It's very curated. It's very choreographed. Very, very smart things that help you. You could, given the right technology, and given the right strategy, I suppose. But as humans of the world, you'd be in danger. There'd be a lot of casualties, I think. Depending on who is taming said beast. Remember, the Mother Hive is just a tool. And also, a mother/father. A surrogate, if you will. Of Goliath, so I mean, there you go. What are your thoughts about college? If it's a college that specializes in something that you can curate yourself in, so for instance, if you're into music, then you go to music college. I think it's great when you get to, like, it's a great representation of, so you might not have done too well in school. Maybe you can start off in a smaller degree foundation level course in college, specialized in something that you do know what to do with, you know? That's one of the many ways you can get through it. Can you rap? I just rapped, but in white noise. Did you ever do voice acting in games? Have I? I don't remember if I have. Well, Bendy, I suppose. I was in Bendy. But I think that's it. If someone was trying to make a cover of one of your heavier tracks, what advice would you give to them? Work really, really, really hard. There's a science to it. There's a science to finding your own voice and your own sound. So I wouldn't necessarily go with trying to be the actual cover itself. Strive to be different. Because by being different, that allows open dialect to be like, yeah, this was very, very different. This is fine. This is good. And then it goes from there, right? Oh, yeah. Oh, you're right. You're right. Flappertron. You're right. The amount of times Dex has talked about Flappertron in the past, and here I am still forgetting about it. Come on, Dex. Come on, come on, Blame. Where are you putting it? How's it feeling? How's it feel being different? Different. Feels good. Feels good to be different. I don't like to always be the same as everybody else. I like it. It's boring if you don't. But I think that's generally from everybody's take. Everybody's different in their own right. You do have, like, sheeps. You have, like, hordes and factions, I suppose. So we're not always different all the time, but, yeah. I think it's good. Do you watch anime? Not avidly, no. But I did watch the Danganronpa one recently, and that was cool. If there's a science to finding your own voice, does it mean Will's a scientist? No, it just means that everything is physical. Your voice is physical. Physics. You just got a mixture of physics and biology. You know? How do you combine them together to make your own? I can't thoroughly describe those things. But in due course I will. We'll create a paradox. Oh shit. I created a paradox. Wherever it is, I have no idea, but it exists. What I'm gonna say about being different is that being in a group removes individual thinking. Being in a group removes individual thinking? No, you can individually think when you're not in one. You can individually think if you're not in one. I suppose it'd be better if you were in a group. You could, like, have independent thought. But then again, the same can be said about being in a group of the same mentality. Is not really room for thought, because if you had a different independent thought, then you'd be ousted from it anyway. What can I say? What screaming techniques do you use? I just got but with gravel. If Pinocchio says he's lying, but his nose wouldn't grow, would that make it a paradox? No, he just found his way to... No, he chopped his previous nose off. He chopped his previous nose off and put something else in there. Yeah. What is your favorite riff you've done? Blue from Flash Drive, I think. I mean, anything from, what is it? Dot Da. I'd say from Dot Da, there is one track on there that I'll forever love. But, can't say. But anything that's existed, Blue from Flash Drive. I think that's my favorite one. It's funky. And that and Yellow. Don't you destroy your voice after recording then? No. Because I found a technique, but I just don't know the word for it. I just found a way to be able to do it, and there you go. It doesn't hurt anymore. I love the riff from Yellow. Exactly, I love it. What do you think about Space Jam 1 and 2? Best things ever. Stop. I've spoken. Kidding. I don't really know, actually. Anyway. That's about as much time as I have, folks. It's been a wild one. Been chill. As we expected, it's been pretty chill on my end. I'm really glad to have been here. Yeah, seriously, thanks for stopping by. Maybe we'll do another one like this in the future. Suppose look forward to everything new on Bantamation. DA Games in the future. Iris in the faraway future. Yeah, and just more importantly than that, focus on you. Focus on yourselves. Have fun with yourselves. Focus on your life and your aspirations. And you'll get there eventually. I think it'd be a great thing to eventually move from. Just keep up. Just chin up. Not everything's doom and gloom. If we kept festering on that, then we'd be no better than Twitter. Regardless. I'm going to get going anyway. I got shit to do. Like rest, actually. I've been working all week. I need to rest now. But might do a stream over the weekend or next week on DA Games' Twitch doing Danganronpa V3. So that'll be fun. But otherwise, I'm going to get going, guys. If you like what you saw here, click like and subscribe. I'm not DA Games right now. I'm Will. Do whatever the fuck you want. Anyway, I'm Will. We just did a Q&A. Suppose I'll chat to you all later, guys. It's been wonderful seeing you around. And can't wait to just chill out, relax, and all that garbage. Peace. Wait, how do I do...